There we go. Cross-pollinating, cross-podcasting.
I'm in this guy, man. This shit is crazy right now. Nice.
You got Kiss posters. You got Quiet Riot.
Doors. Jim Morrison, the one where he got his nipples out and he got his arm up. Like Jesus, I'm looking at a poster like that right now. Letting you guys know my atmosphere. Aerosmith, all that stuff.
And now we're doing both podcasts, so now I have to intro our podcast. So it's the WBV podcast 53. 53. Now this is a very unique podcast because we're cross-podcasting right now. So we've got Corey Rodrigues, Boston comic in the studio, and that's the reason that I'm playing Shipping Up to Boston right now. We've got our a Boston comic in the studio, and that's
because there were no other good Boston songs.
Beyond our friends from fucking high school and whatever, this is our first official guest. So
in the studio,
in live in the studio. So what's happening, Corey?
That's Dropkick Murphys, right? That's what that
Dropkick, yep.
Yeah.
The Departed.
The Departed.
Dropkick Murphys,
bro.
I used to be uncomfortable liking any of their songs because Dropkick Murphys, they used to wear Doc Martens. Doc Martens were a staple of skinheads and shit like that,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
Synonymous with skinhead wear. But apparently, Dropkick Murphys are not racist. I knew this mosquito's been biting me.
Yeah, there is a mosquito.
Oh, is there?
in
Oh,
here.
get him. There he is.
Kill this motherfucker. I'm going to get Zika while I'm down here right now. I've gotten
That's
bit
the
twice.
That's
I've
the
gotten
first
bitten.
mosquito we've had in studio too.
This is bullshit.
I've gotten bitten twice, and I've been scratching my head. I'm like, I know something's biting me, but now I see that it is a freaking mosquito. Anyways, Dropkick Murphys, I thought they were, I was like, oh, man, these racist fucking guys, man. I can't like anything that they do, and anybody who likes them. But I watched this YouTube video, maybe like a year or two ago, and there was this guy who was doing like Nazi salutes and shit from the crowd. And you guys can pull this up at home. He was doing Nazi salutes and stuff from the crowd, and then they just Dropkick Murphys jumped down and started fucking this guy up, man.
Oh yeah,
Really?
Yeah. They just, I don't know. I can't remember if he jumped on the stage or not, but he was doing like all these Nazi salutes to them to one of their songs, and they went crazy, man, and they just started fucking up.
That's not their shit.
I was like, oh, these guys are cool, man. They're all right.
No, they're
It's right
really
there.
cool,
You pull
man.
it up, right? Dropkick Murphys Nazi on stage. So the guy jumps on and they start whooping his ass.
Yeah.
There it is. Watch.
You and your 6% computer.
Yeah.
Watch when he watch when he starts going. They're watching it right now to my 30 Jobs Later people. You'll see.
I can't really make out what's going on.
AC/DC, that's right.
Yeah, so they're doing this song, whatever it is.
They're doing
What song is that?
AC/DC.
Yeah.
AC/DC. Okay, they start doing
TNT.
that. This guy, see, they're already fucking him up right
That
now.
guy,
So
yeah.
a guy jumps on and he starts doing like salutes, man, and they're like, "No way!" I think one of the guitar guys is like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Looks like the Orpheum.
So, which was pretty
There's
cool.
no way to treat your fans.
So
I think
yeah,
it's a
that's
great way to treat your fans if they're being an asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
God damn it, Tony
So
Carcetti.
so we're across podcasting. I keep wanting to saying pollinating. So does that mean we're going to be growing?
I said
shit?
that in the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think we're going to be growing. There's going to be osmosis. There's going to be some sort of fucking weird setup. But 30 Jobs Later is your podcast.
Yes, me and Orlando Baxter.
Orlando Baxter, yourself. I've checked you guys out. It's a great show.
It's a great name too, by the way. I love it.
Thanks.
I really do.
Yes, listen, there's a mosquito.
Multiple. There's multiple.
No, there's not multiple. That's the
unlike
same
our
one.
name.
If we can kill this mosquito, it would make me happy because when they bite me, no, that's not even it up there.
I would give my right not
move.
to see him fall.
Listen,
Can I see you right now?
Go up there.
I just want to look at it.
I'll give it to you.
when I get bit once, I just feel like I'm gonna keep getting bit, and it's like they attack me.
We'll get
so.
the motherfucker.
We'll
Don't
get
worry.
him.
I'm not
We'll get
worried
him.
about it.
All right,
He hasn't touched me.
just watch me. Let me know if it's on me so I can smack and pop, man. I'm not a fucking mosquito guy. I don't know who is. I don't know who's like, I don't mind him, but
no,
I do.
Wait,
Who
are you
doesn't? They're
wait,
the
no, hold on.
worst.
The people that like them are the fucking whack jobs that'll sit there in a bee suit or without a bee suit and let the fucking bees go all over their body and shit. That's some fucked up stuff.
Yeah, they're
man.
called assholes.
Yeah, I don't like people who say shit like, if you don't bother them, they won't bother you. Like all that shit. I don't like.
No, they live off blood. They will bother
Yes,
you eventually.
any animal. I don't give a fuck what animal we're talking about. Anything,
bees,
anything that's not
yes.
human, it wants to kill us.
That's
Anything.
not true.
Well, I don't know if it wants to kill us, but it wants to survive itself.
Exactly.
So I don't think it, so a mosquito nibbling on us, I don't think it wants to kill us. It just wants to survive.
Yeah.
It can't. Let's put it this
Well,
way:
it
if I was
can
a
if it
corpse,
has-
if I was a corpse and 400,000 fucking mosquitoes, they're gonna kill. Well, they're gonna.
No,
kill.
you don't have blood anymore.
I'm already
They're-
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll just
No,
move on to the
your
next
blood
thing.
doesn't just go away though. If you didn't get murdered,
Do mosquitoes suck dead blood? I don't know.
that's a
a
really
Google.
good. That's a really good question.
Google it.
Do they actually drink that? Like, are they like
Or does it
selective? Are they like, I don't want that dry ass
know.
blood?
How long is it until your body? I know you get fucking stiff when your ass is dead,
Right.
But how long until your blood dries up? Right?
No, but that shit. Well, no, I mean, of course it's gonna dry up, but I wouldn't. It's gonna be a while it's encased inside your arms and body. It's gonna be a while.
How long until you're no longer a fucking juicy juice for a mosquito?
Well, I think that's when you get squeezed down and you look all pruny and your nails look like they get longer. Remember the thing they used to say? They thought people's nails grew when they died. They
right,
but
right.
they don't. They just recess because
the skin. I'm
the
assuming.
skin recesses.
So it looks
because-
like you have longer nails.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mosquitoes don't because they need oxygen. They want the oxygen in your blood.
Oh, I love how you can just look that up.
Once
so
you die.
quickly. That's fucking great.
I posed the question in the dumbest way possible. I wrote, "Do mosquitoes eat dead blood?" And it still ended up coming up. So
Well, that's like when you see, it always blows me away. I love how I'm talking about trying to get in the mind of a fucking animal. Just dead carcasses on the side of the road. Like we were talking about Waze earlier.
Yeah.
There's a dead animal on the side of the
Roadkill,
road.
5.3
miles away. But just seeing any sort of hawk or fucking animal just going, flying down, going, then just flying away. Or like a squirrel eating a fucking dead rodent in the middle of the road, looking at you going, fuck. They're literally trying to eat in the middle of the road. Think about that, going, this is my fucking sandwich. This is great. Now I got to run.
Yeah.
And they're standing by the side of the road going,
you can't wait to
and
get
then
it
they
again.
run back.
Yeah.
I did the same. I was late for a meeting, and I was today. I swear to God,
I know. I believe
and
you.
I was like a animal.
Well, no, I mean that
We are animals.
that concept that you're saying isn't that you at someone's cookout,
Totally.
right? I mean, the same shit. The food's dead. It's waiting for you.
100%.
And all you want to do is walk up and eat it. So
At least Mack trucks aren't coming at you, though. That's the one good thing, I guess.
Or you have kids. Try eating when your fucking kid's around
Oh,
and he needs
yeah.
something.
Totally. Yeah.
Then you start to eat fast all the time, which is terrible for you.
But I guess you know what? See, that's a good point. All right, so then think about it, Denny. Here's the thing. Let's make it the fucking scenario. So then, if you want to talk about animals that eat while there's a Mack truck coming at them, you got to bring it down to someone homeless who is outside on the corner trying to get money while there's trucks coming at them. Like, it's you do what you have to do. They're scavengers.
Of course. Absolutely.
Right? Or if they're going to eat. If there was food laying all over the road and there were people that were starving, they're going to eat that shit. They don't give a fuck what's coming.
It's instinct. It's
If
not
there was
even
all
it's
these
instinct.
burgers laying all over the road, wrapped or unwrapped, and you're homeless, I'm fucking those burgers up.
So you're talking about a McDonald's truck tipping over Juicy Hut cheeseburgers. You bet your ass I'm going to fucking jump out and run after
somehow
them.
getting cooked.
Yeah. No, juicy. They're juicy.
Just
they're
juicy
on the way to
cheeseburgers waiting. Yeah, I'm talking about they're already done.
Yeah,
Like, look, we're talking about trucks coming at somebody. I'd run across a highway for pussy. Like, I would before I had a girlfriend. I
Naked
would
chicks.
Come up.
Naked-
If you knew there was your girlfriend lived across the highway, you could get some pussy. Or just a girl you wanted to mess with.
Ooh, we're talking.
You wouldn't care.
Hold on. This is Naked Frogger. I love this.
Hey, am I
this
allowed?
is a great concept. Think about that.
While I'm drinking champagne and
Yeah.
blood orange.
Listen, why don't you take your
Am I
skirt?
allowed to talk about pussy? I
Listen,
don't think.
I
I think
know.
I'm gonna have.
I think
to
you
take
need a
myself out of it.
tampoon. You might need a tampoon for your fucking Zerian.
You're probably really good at talking about pussy
It's
right now.
so.
Actually, with
It's
that.
so
Yeah.
refreshing.
How do we get
Not
it?
pussy.
How do
I
we
don't
get
know.
it?
Can you do me a favor and remove that fist from your asshole right now? That would be great. We'd really appreciate
I'm
that.
disqualified.
I like this concept. So the concept is Frogger. We all remember Frogger as when we were kids. The frog basically has to jump across the road while he avoids cars. What if there's 10 naked chicks across the other side of the highway? 128.
Yep.
Not rush hour
Yep.
because that would be too easy.
Yep.
But fucking, I don't know, 3 a.m. I don't know, name a time when there's a good chance you get fucking massacred.
Okay.
Do a highway in Sydney, Australia. You know them, right?
It's
we have a lot of
reversed.
listeners over there.
Oh, yeah, a ton of them. So if you knew there was 5 naked chicks, you could just fucking sprint. You'd get there. You'd definitely get there. Or you could get massacred. But pussy could definitely do that.
Pussy will make you do things that you wouldn't normally do. So I think the average guy would run across that street.
Fuck yeah.
And I don't think that – I think he would be smart enough to time it. It might be close, but he'd be like, I can fucking make it.
I can
dude.
fucking do this.
All you think about is the satisfaction on the other side, you know? That's all you're thinking about. Like
Yep.
think about things that you'll do if your buddy called you and really needed you to help him move or needed him to help him do something, right? You're like, dude, I'm fucking tired. I worked all day.
Back's
right?
killing me.
Let a girl call you and tell you that she's about to give you some pussy back then.
Yep.
Or whenever, not even back
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Let her call you and say you're about to get some pussy. You're like, I'm fine. I'm rejuvenated.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a quick shower.
Yeah, I
Dude,
feel really good right now.
One time I listened to a girl talk for 20 minutes just to get laid. I fucking
poor
sat
thing,
through the
you.
whole thing for 20 minutes.
How was that?
That's
That
how
must've
bad
been
I
rough.
wanted to get laid. Oh, it was stupid. It was
Dude,
stupid. I don't remember what she was saying.
There's
but-
guys that will deal with a year, 2 years to get laid.
For what?
Fuck
For what?
yeah.
Well, are we talking guys in middle school?
Yeah, well, that's what I
who are we-
mean.
who are we talking about?
No, romancing and hoping, and they say, "Tease, no, you get not." Absolutely,
I don't
happens
think that
all the fucking time, dude.
I don't think that happens anymore.
You think
beg
girls just
to
give
differ.
up pussy? Just no. Here,
Yes.
Here you go. Here
I
you go.
think they're under a lot more
AIDS,
pressure to give up.
AIDS.
No, not
What is
like
that?
not
Is AIDS
no.
still is AIDS still prevalent?
It
I
is, but not. You
I
just
love how
jump
you
from
just
like
started chanting AIDS.
Well, he's talking about fucking Nika or Nika.
Zika?
Zika,
I said
yeah,
Nika.
the
It's
Zika
the new
virus.
Nikes.
Yeah.
Nikas. Look at these motherfuckers.
It's
You can jump.
tiny little. They narrow at the top.
oh my god.
Oh, those are like genie shoes.
Tiny heads.
I don't think people. I think women feel a lot more pressure now too to have sex sooner. I think it's just more. It's more pressure. Everything is faster.
Yeah.
Things
Well,
haven't slowed down. You're gonna meet that old-fashioned girl, but good luck to her. She's
Rare.
gonna have to meet that old-fashioned guy who's like, I just want to wine and dine a young broad.
Well,
or-
that's-
or,
well,
or
that's
a
what I
young,
was saying.
A young lady.
Well, I'm courting you.
yeah, well, you know.
Well, you said 20 minutes, and I thought to myself, I remember waiting a lot when I was younger, and that was just life.
No,
But
I've waited longer, but I was saying I had to listen to her talk for 20 minutes. That was
Yeah.
the part that bothered me.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're dealing with a girl for 20 minutes. That's a hooker, man. I think we're talking about a different situation. We're not talking about a typical girl. I mean, I think on average, you guys tell me if you think I'm wrong, but I think on average, people are dealing with I think you're dealing with about, 3 weeks nowadays,
Yeah.
man. 3 weeks-ish.
I agree.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay.
hey, he's our age.
Yeah, so
He was a
basically-
freshman when we were in high school.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like kids that are like, you know what the thing is though, at our age, the only time you hear about like girls having sex when they're in their 20s is some crazy story. So it's skewed. So it could be the same as when we were in our 20s.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
But
yeah.
all we hear about is like, oh, some girl went to a concert and fucked like 3 guys, and you're like, girls are sluts now. Like that's all you're exposed to, and that's all the research you've done, and
Yeah.
you've decided that girls are sluts now. But
You know what I love too is when they broadcast the fact that these beautiful women across the United States are fucking their students.
Yeah.
The beautiful fucking teachers who are 23. Where were they?
Where were they when I was
Where were
going
they
to high
when I was
school?
in high school? That's really good, Tone. You should do stand up.
You can keep
it's really
that.
good.
You can keep that. We
Yeah,
can use
yeah,
that
yeah.
one.
So
We got to talk about that later.
Yeah.
No, but here's my question. Not even that. The flip side. Where are the fatties?
What?
Do they broadcast
Where
the
are the
fatties?
fatties?
Where did they broadcast the fatties that are banging kids, or is it only the hot chicks?
I'm hoping they don't, because all I see is hot chicks that do this, and I'm thinking, what is going? What? How?
I'm
They
saying
probably
is
don't
the
bother.
media
Oh,
deleting?
I think
is the
you're
media
right.
deleting?
I think
No, the media would never alter anything.
this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
not
it's
going to be a popular opinion, but this is something that I really feel like, man. Like, whether it's fatties or whether it's good-looking women, man, the problem is... No. Well, the problem...
I'm sorry.
That's
I didn't mean
your
to say
word.
that. I didn't mean to say that.
I
did, though.
The problem is people are human, and we have human connections, and we're animals at the end of the day.
Yep.
And we have animalistic instincts, okay? So I kind of think as we became civilized, quote unquote, right? For areas that they want to regulate, they regulate. So they feel like, well, okay, well, a girl is whatever age. Like, women are ready to reproduce at what, 13, 14 years old? I'm just
Physically,
saying,
yeah.
physically,
Yeah.
they could, right? So in some cultures, some societies, I'm sure that's how it is. I'm sure it used to be like that back in the day. Now, can they make the right decisions on, like, I want to marry this guy, this is what I want to do? This puts into question all of these things. Like, is marriage is it unnatural? Are some of these, what is this stuff about?
Marriage is totally unnatural.
So when you add all these things in, right? Think about it. When you add all these things in, it comes down to, like, they want us to feel like, okay, a woman's not ready until she's whatever age, right? So we have to abide by that law. We all do, most of us, we're supposed to, right? We abide by that law. But at the end of the day, a teacher who's fucking with a student, there's animalistic instincts there, and they'll make it seem like that you're a monster because you're doing that. But are those people really monsters, or are they having a hard time following the rules that some man put in place?
Oh, totally.
Right. So this is all I'm trying to say.
I agree with you.
I'm not trying to
100%, because you have to. Like what you're doing right now is like walking a tightrope because
the pedophilia tightrope.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's this like
Michael Jackson just recently had they found he's
I
been
heard
dead how
about-
long?
And I really thought I honestly defended him. I thought
I did
I'm
too.
serious.
What do you mean? They just found what?
I honestly didn't think he was into that. I really didn't.
I don't either.
2003. So they came out with. I'd love to have the art. Of course, I don't have it in front of me, but the article basically states that there was a lot worse child porn that we thought. And that just came. I don't know why it came to light now. Where we 13 years later, it was a 2003 investigation, basically saying that, he was a dirty boy.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see that. Listen. Before I co-sign all of that, I got to read about.
Oh no. That's believe me. I
don't want like an Associated Press story. Or
I'm reading
shit.
the headlines.
I want to read it. I'm
reading the headlines. So don't take that as fact at all. Believe me.
Because basically,
it just made me think of what we were talking about.
Just to sidetrack for 1 second, Tony. I just watched this thing with Bobby Brown. He was on The View because he's promoting a new book, and he was randomly they asked him, tell us something about Michael Jackson that you don't that people don't know, and Bobby Brown was like, he was a girl watcher, like he loved women, like loved women. He was like he loved women. He was like, yo, Michael's ill with like loving women. Like he talks a lot about them. He's always watching them. He's commenting on them. And they were all the ladies like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. But he was like, he's that type of dude. So just throwing that out there. That doesn't debunk what you said.
No, and what I said was just a recent headline that I heard.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I
okay.
saw it too. I didn't read it.
Well, he went to battle in court and all that shit, and he's dead. I mean, we can't sit here and talk about a guy that's dead. Well, you can.
No,
I guess.
but
He's a public figure.
I thought it was always the easy way for people to go, like,
he was a
conversation. Michael Jackson, child molester.
No, he was a tortured soul that had no fucking childhood. His dad basically said, "You got to do music your entire." They were very successful from a very young age.
Were they?
I'm telling something new.
Wow,
this is new.
Know that?
Have you guys heard of the Jackson 5? I was just gonna say.
You guys just bust each other's balls.
I almost.
So
I was just gonna do Candy Girl.
He comes up with these facts, and I just don't know where they're real people.
Candy Girl. I'm doing that with my
New
son
Edition,
now.
yeah.
New Edition. Bobby Brown. You were talking about, and Belle Biv DeVoe, and Ralph Tresvant. Boom. I fucking completed
What about
the circle.
Johnny Gill?
Thank you.
Johnny Gill.
Wait, did I miss Johnny Gill?
Wow.
Yeah,
Wait,
you
Tresvant.
didn't-
See, this is the
you didn't
difference.
Wait a second.
include Johnny Gill.
Hold on. New
You didn't-
Edition had. What the fuck? Did I miss
Yeah.
Johnny Gill?
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
When you hang with white dudes that are 40 plus, they know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to all types of music, especially when you're dealing with the ex-DJ.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
because we were so I was so into like R&B and rap. Because
It's
it was
cool,
the
though.
new
Yeah.
it was
You know
the
what I'm
new
saying?
thing.
Yeah.
Are you
like-
kidding me? NWA. I fucking wore that tape out.
Yeah.
I'll never forget where I was when I first heard it. I was playing hockey. And
What?
I played hockey 1 year, so I think it was 1988, 89 when it came out. But in the recent movie, obviously, it came out. But that fucking album blew me away. Blew me away how fucking cool it was. And it gave me this sense of the West Coast. And I'm like, wow, this is a different world. It's not suburban Boston,
Yeah.
I mean, fucking amazing. And then, of course, Dr. Dre and Snoop and that whole sort of next step of rap,
Yeah, because we were right. I think we just graduated when Snoop's first album came out, and that was like
Doggy Style.
Yeah, that was just
unbelievable.
fucking-
Like, what the
and
fuck?
the Chronic. Like, I mean, that whole time where if we were you're right, because if we were like 6 years older,
It's different.
we'd be
You don't
listening to
even
classic
care.
rock.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
it's funny. I can tell you when mine ended was, and we've talked about this in the podcast a million times. Is where's my dogs at? Where's my
DMX? Yeah, I
so
loved
that
DMX.
was my bookend. So I shouldn't even say my beginning
You
was.
should have seen the first time I tried to find out what the fuck he was talking about. He's like, the dog guy. I'm like, Michael Vick.
I started with the Sugar Hill Gang, and I made it all the way up to the dog guy. That's fucking my rap, and I fucking loved Run DMC and Beastie Boys and all that shit. The Def Jam era was so fucking good, you know?
Oh,
but
yeah.
then every 80s metal fucking band, you know, so I have a very wide variety. I love when people say, hey, man, what kind of music you like? I like all kinds of music. No, you don't.
Do you?
Do you like fucking Brazilian music? Do you like? No, you don't. You know, it's everybody likes a certain type. Country, I like Johnny Cash. That's about it, you know?
I like
So
I like country.
Yeah, I do like. It's so funny, man, because when people ask that question, they love asking that. What do you like for music? They're trying to size you up.
Yeah, where are you at? Yeah.
And I say the same thing every time. I have an eclectic mix of music that I like because I do like you know, one or two of Johnny Cash's songs. I do. Like when I hear it, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, like I know it. I've heard it.
You
so
keep
much.
it on.
I
When
like
you like a song when you keep it on. If
Yeah.
you're flicking through the radio and you stays, all right.
Yeah, I like
that means
shit
you like
that.
it. Yeah.
Like the Doors. I'm looking at a picture of the Doors right now. The Doors, they're the ones who sing "Riders
On the Storm."
Yeah, I like that shit. Like there's certain songs that I hear and I'm like, oh shit, that's my shit. Like oldies.
Yep.
I love all that old Motown. I love all that shit because I grew up with my grandparents, so I'm really into a lot of oldies and stuff like that. But then I like a lot of '90s. R&B and hip hop, SWV.
Oh yeah,
John
Sisters
Mayer.
with Attitude.
Sisters with Voices.
Sisters
Yeah.
with Attitudes.
Yeah,
Nope,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
not
yeah,
how
no,
it works.
That's not the right one.
That's not how
the
it
right
works.
one, yeah.
Nope.
So there's a lot of those all across the board. I have a Blake Shelton. No, I have a Is it Blake Shelton on my phone? A country song where he's like, "You can kiss my country ass." It's shit.
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
it's Blake. I'll pull it up in a second. I'll show you. But it's I like that. Like, you know, it's certain songs I like. If I like them, I like them. I don't like
Hold on.
much country, but
Here's the real
Hold
test.
on, wait a
Tony.
second. I don't know where you're going. Wait,
we go
I
to
don't
the
know where
same
you're
place?
going.
If
I'm
we're
gonna-
going to the same place, I'm going to shit
Let
my
me
pants.
go there
I'm going to shit
first.
my pants live on the podcast.
Let
if
me
we're
go-
going to the same place.
Let me go there first.
All right,
Hold
go
on
ahead.
a second.
I don't think you are. There's no way you're on the same place.
After this commercial,
Fucking commercial. I think you're going there.
I need to know if you like this.
This
song.
is if you like this,
I don't know.
you're good. He may not. He may say.
I don't
Fuck
know
this.
if we're going the same place.
is it a song that I'll know already? You saying?
It's not. It's probably not.
I don't know what the fuck this is. Can the people?
You'll know.
on my, can
You'll
the
know
peop-
in a
Can my
second.
people hear this right now?
No.
Oh, they can't. Okay.
Oh, it is.
It is.
Yes.
They're playing some
This is
song
where it's
right
gonna
now.
go.
Hold on. You guys can't hear it, but hold on a second. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Put the.
I'll put this. Oh, yeah. Oh my God, it's over here.
It just picks up on it.
Yeah, this.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Ready?
Yeah, here we go.
The. I know you've heard this song. Put your,
Well, it's not far down to Paris.
is that the voice of an angel or what?
Not for me.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck this is.
Right, you can say
They got
the
me
way
playing some soft. They're playing some soft shit.
Soft
Can you-
rock, baby.
Yes.
Oh, we can do.
Hold
Can
on.
you
Let
guys
me
hear
do this. Let me
Can
do
my
this.
people hear this right now? Hold on. There you go. There you go. Here you go. 30 jobs. Listen. What the fuck is
How
this?
have you not heard this?
Oh, hold on. No, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to make it better. I don't know what the fuck.
No, I'm
this
glad
is.
you didn't.
No.
This is
should
my
lie.
all-time
You'll always
favorite
be on-
song.
Who's this?
Always.
Who's this? Aaron Neville?
This is
It does sound like Aaron.
Yeah.
Neville,
Well, if it was
actually.
Aaron Neville, man, that's my man right there.
This,
I like him.
It sounds like him, right? No.
Magic of
This is
our lives.
this is Christopher Cross, not Chris Cross.
Christopher
Christopher
Cross.
Cross. Sailing. Oh, that's so funny, Den. Is that where we were going?
Absolutely. That's what I was doing.
Well, I don't know why they were testing my fucking musical knowledge to see if I like this guy or not. What was the reason to put this on?
This is
It's
my favorite
actually,
song.
No, we talk about it over and over on the podcast. Let's put it this way. Do you admit to having cheesy songs on your iPod?
on my iPod right now, John Cicada, fucking Just Another Day. Oh my
John
God,
Cicada,
that is
wow.
that's one of my.
That's a deep cut.
When I need to calm down, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Just another day. Oh.
Oh yeah. Cicada,
making the
dude.
time.
Yeah.
Yo, oh come on, man.
Oh, I know it. I know it.
Na, 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 na.
Wait,
I
what's
can't
mine?
believe you didn't know Christopher Cross
Oh,
sailing.
I got a great story.
That's my shit.
I got a great story about a song that's very cheesy, but yet a very prominent rap star loved it and got him through his addiction to alcohol and drugs.
Oh, I thought you were going with Orange Juice Jones.
No, this is actually a really good
Archie
story.
Jones is great.
I heard this one on Opie and Jimmy or Howard Stern, one of them. It was Sarah McLachlan's Angel. You know the song Angel?
yeah, that
It's
is a great song,
fucking
dude.
beautiful.
That's the one that every fucking comic though makes fun of. The Arms of an Angel, what they do with the animals.
the
and shit.
animal
well,
one, yeah.
anybody dies or this
It's
one.
like
that-
tainted. It's tainted
no.
for me.
But there's an amazing story about that. Was DMC of the angels far away from
Yeah.
here? But
Fuck.
DMC, Daryl DMC from Run DMC, came into one of the shows and he talked about how he was fucked up. He was fucked up on all the booze you could think about, this and that, and he was trying to get sober, and basically he got to a point where he was like, yo, man, I need to fucking get sober. I need to. And he goes, I guess it's around the time this came out.
Oh, really?
So I think.
That was like
either
15, 16 years ago.
Whatever the math is, doesn't matter.
Did
But
he say "yo, man" before he said it, or did he
I
just said
do
"I need to
believe
get
he
sober"?
said, "Yo, man."
Oh, he said "yo, man." Okay, I'm just trying to see if you were just,
I'm in the rap vibe. I'm in the fucking
cool,
rap
dude.
vibe.
He's cool. Oh,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
He said "yo, man,"
Listen.
and then he
Yo, man.
Yo, man, chill it out. Chill it
"yo,
out.
man, yo, man."
So he said, yo, man, I need some distractions, some beautiful distraction.
You almost had the lyric.
Thank you. I was close, right? So he kept saying, man, he said, I need to listen to this song over and over. So I guess he listened to the song over and over and over and over and over for fucking months. Mm-hmm. And all of his colleagues or his coworkers or whoever the fuck else is around him was like, enough with that fucking song. Enough with that song.
His co-workers at Run
whoever
DMC.
The fucking managers and shit. They were so sick of hearing this song
Denny's
because
just making up
he was
shit.
using
Rick
it.
Rubin.
No, he was using it to fucking. It's a true story.
Yeah, no.
Just get himself right. He kept going, and he got sober. He finally got sober, and he and the best part is this. So he kept saying, "Man, this Sarah McLachlan chick, man, she's really fucking cool. She's really cool, but I've never met her." So I guess he ends up at a party somewhere, or whatever, and he goes up to her and he goes, "Sarah McLachlan, so glad I met you. Thank you so much. You brought me through to the other side." And he goes, he expected her not to know him at all. She goes, DMC, motherfucking Daryl, I love you. Like, in other words, he didn't expect that from her.
Yeah.
It's a really cool story. It's like, that's fucking awesome, man. Uplifting, and it's got that whole fucking vibe to it where he was in a very dark place and he pulled himself out, and she loved his work and stuff like that. So I don't know.
That's
But
cool. No, that's cool. That's very cool.
Story, man.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
And then he said, if you listen to this song long enough, you'll actually menstruate. Even a guy.
Yeah, you will either that or
I love this song, though.
There's a lot of songs like that I do like. I enjoy so many. I
You
listen
can't
to
help what you like. Like I used to, you know, everyone wants to shit on songs like or bands like right now. It's very hip to shit on Nickelback.
right.
Everyone
Well,
was
it's been that
fucking
way for-
listening to Nickelback
Yeah.
10 years ago and
Right.
being like, these guys are fucking good.
Man, fuck that, man. In college, I used to like Sugar Ray, man. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Bong, dong, bong, dong, bong, dong, bong.
Sugar Ray was
Every morning.
Every morning.
Every morning by my
Sugar boat, baby,
bedpost,
sugar boat,
baby.
baby. I don't know what the fuck they say, but yeah.
All
And there
you
was
need is
another
one or
one.
two lyrics, and it pulls me right into that stream. But you know what's amazing about music is it pulls you back to a certain time and place. A fucking, it can pull you. I can have a song come on and I go, zzz, 1992. I'm right there. I'm standing there.
Yep.
I have my socks up to my fucking knees. I have my BC shirt on, and I'm standing there trying to pick up this chick.
Yo, no, play that one. That's the one. No. Go back to the other one.
Oh, that was just the
that
beginning
was
of the video, yeah.
There's another one that Sugar Ray has that's really good. It's the one I like the most, man. It's
RPM?
Oh, I like
Sugar
that's
Ray.
actually a really good song. Yeah.
Sugar Ray. It's probably their biggest one. What is
This
what
is
the other
Fly.
one? Oh, maybe. No, this is this Fly.
This was their.
No, this is every morning. My thing is there Fly. What's
Yeah.
Fly?
I wanna fly.
I just wanna fly.
Yeah.
And
Baby, disco, baby.
Yeah. I got you.
See if they throw a fucking ad at me.
Sugar coat, baby.
Here's a good
Yeah,
ad
I
for
like that
gone
one.
fishing.
So right now you guys can't hear all this on my podcast
I'm
because
sorry.
he's playing
Shit.
it through the thing. No, it's okay. It's okay. But you guys can hear us our own
What it
renditions of
is,
it.
all nice and decent, slip of the curl. This is Mr. Cat and Sugar Ray.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
what-
12 inches of snow? Remember snow? Is
Yeah,
that him?
remember Snow? Yeah, this one right here. Yeah. Spread your wings and fly.
Yeah, that's right. Spread your wings, don't fly. Is that the, what's that, that's a Hawaiian guitar? It's a little guitar?
A fiddle.
Like a banjo. I don't
Banjo fiddle.
All around the world, statues crumble for me.
know. But see,
Karaoke.
How long
This is Magic Mike.
Yeah,
We're doing Magic
Magic
Mike
Mike.
right now.
But
Oh, I
see,
fucking love that movie.
You're a big fan, huh?
I watched the first one. I'm
Did
not gonna
you?
lie. Yeah,
I
I didn't watch
did
the
not.
second one. I actually didn't.
I watched
didn't mind
Brokeback Mountain.
it. I didn't
Did
watch
you?
Brokeback. I never saw Brokeback
That was
Mountain.
on a couple months ago,
Big fan.
and I saw parts of it, and it was I tried to see it when it was hot, and I just never like.
When it was hot. It was hot at one point.
It was hot.
Fucking nasty.
When it was up for Academy Awards and shit.
What a nasty.
You
guy.
wanted to wait. Is it true that you recently watched it in a transgender bathroom? Is that what you
No,
with
no.
your fucking wig and shit
The
on?
phone I used for porn died, and it was on HBO.
No, you brought in a fucking. Remember?
Yeah,
Do you remember
yeah.
the TVs? You remember the TVs when you knew a substitute was in, and they would roll them
Oh,
in.
yeah.
You'd roll them into the fucking into your
Oh,
classroom.
it was-
You go substitute.
It was chained to the fucking.
Is that what you brought in the bathroom so you could watch porn?
I did.
No substitute ever or teacher knows how to operate the fucking TV
No
and
shit.
VCR.
Yep.
You know,
They
they're
had
like,
to
I
be
don't know, it's not working. You're like, plug it in. And they're like, it's not working. It won't stop rewinding.
Just-
Hit stop. Don't you have this shit at home? How do you function at home?
They're on
Every
reel
fucking
to reel
teacher.
at home.
Every teacher, you be in a class and they're like, someone help me. I'm like, why am I always the student that's jumping up to help this teacher fix this fucking VCR?
Because you don't want to
Or-
learn. You
and
want to
a
watch a
DVD
fucking
player.
movie.
No, but they don't know. They don't know. I did want to learn. Fucking don't
You
put
did?
me in that
You
corner.
did?
Yes, I did want
I
to learn.
didn't.
I did. But I wanted to watch the movie as well. I just was wondering why the hell they can't operate it. Why they have so much trouble.
Well, that's like.
Technology. It's always the older people that don't have understanding of technology.
But you're the
You know,
teacher and
here-
you have a
here-
lot of classes and you're playing this constantly.
Here's something that blew me away today. Not to jump fucking subjects, but I'm at a cube job. I'm in sales. I have a cube job. The girl next to me, she's sitting there talking to her phone, and I'm like, she's talking to her phone, and I hear the person on the other end. So she's obviously doing FaceTime.
Faced.
So you know what I mean. So I was going to say Facebook Live, but it's not. It's
Yeah.
So she's doing FaceTime at her cube, and I'm like, who the fuck is she talking to? And I hear, hey, sweetie, you look great. She's
His grandmother?
85. I asked her after the conversation, how old are you?
That's
85
nice.
years. That's fucking awesome is what I'm saying. In other words, she adapted to technology. Most people shun it. Most people say, fuck you.
Who is this girl? Give her my phone number.
Oh, absolutely. She's very beautiful, too.
Okay.
She's about 6'5". I'm literally, she's
6'5".
I'm not kidding. She's
Well,
I'm,
to you, 6'5" is
I'm
5'11" and
I
a
got
half.
Tom Cruise height going here.
I know.
My ass ain't fucking. But yeah, she's very tall. But anyway, doing the fucking FaceTime with her, I said, oh, that was really cute. And I said, oh yeah, she's 85. I'm like, that's awesome. A majority of people that are in their 60s, 70s would never go near
But
Facebook.
that's the thing
Never.
about Apple. Everything's just so fucking easy.
I know,
if
right?
You can't figure out. I mean, FaceTime. You
No,
literally
but don't-
hit one
but
button.
Don't say that, Tony. Though, don't say that because it's easy. For we're right on the cusp. You guys are also. We're all in the same. Let's put us all in the same boat. We are. We're on the cusp of. We understand pre all this shit. And we understand,
Yeah.
and we're
One,
in it
two,
enough. Look
right.
what the fuck you're using right now. You're in
But-
it right now, right? We
but-
understand post it. Now, when you get older than us, it's difficult, man. There's people. Haven't you ever been to someone's house and saw their remote control and be like,
Absolutely.
Hey, man, turn your TV on.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like, and we know how to do that. We
Yeah.
could.
I
figure
would
it
say
out.
to this. I would say to my uncle.
Right?
I'd go, John, open a browser. He'd go, what's a browser?
Yeah.
And I would go, and honestly,
damn it.
and he'd get mad at me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm sorry. This is the terminology you need to know to get to YouTube.
Yes.
I was giving him simple shit.
Yeah.
He, and I get it. Because if you don't know it, you don't fucking know it.
And then you figure you've been living without it for so long. You make a good point. Now you say it's very easy.
Well,
It is.
it's easier
But just-
than like what it traditionally had been to be tech savvy.
Yeah.
That's the reason Apple does so well. But it's funny you say that because like so if you're 4 years younger than us,
Yeah.
so the internet and the whole explosion with
Yeah.
computers happened in what 94. Technically, the internet became available to the
when I went to
public
college.
When you went to college,
Yep.
So
Yep.
you were just getting into high school.
Still,
But when did people really start they didn't.
No,
like
fuck
it's not
no.
like message boards and instant
No.
messenger were even around when you were.
No, Instant Messenger was around. We were on AOL.
See, that's foreign to me. Having
Right.
instant messenger in high school.
We had
that's-
AIM.
See, that's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I used to aim the people. AIM.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
which is what? AOL?
America Online, but you would have AIM. You would have Instant Messenger.
America
America
AOL
It was your
Online
first
Instant Messenger.
Yeah, your first messenger.
That-
Well,
so that's-
wait. This fucking jerk. If you knew anything about technology, until Denny got into the world of
Hey, I was
selling
on the radio at this
technology,
point,
Yeah.
so well,
it
no, I
didn't
wasn't,
matter.
Actually, no.
You were like he just couldn't comprehend how smart you were. Like if
Yeah.
I were like, oh hey, look at my
He had a
computer.
beeper. I'll never forget him having a beeper. I'm like, he's
In
so
92.
fucking far ahead. So
yeah,
I am
so funny.
literally, Corey, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I go. So people are calling that thing on your
Yeah.
that's connected to
You
you.
should have grown up
Are
in the
they
60s,
calling
I
you?
swear. Yeah.
And you'd go, no, they're sending me a number, and I go, so what do you do with that? And I'll never
Go to a
Yeah.
payphone.
Yeah, you go to a payphone and you
Yeah.
fucking use it.
And
Do
then
you- do
I
you-
meet them and give them their drugs.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's
so
all
do you,
right.
do you,
Drug dealer.
do you yeah, exactly fucking exactly, Tony. Do you remember there was a point in time that if you had a beeper, you had a pager, and you weren't a doctor,
You were a drug
that
dealer.
you were a
Yeah.
drug dealer, or they were like, what the fuck, what are you doing, drugs? Why
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
need that? Why do people
I-
need to get you?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how crazy it
So
was.
my sister owned an answering service that she rented pagers, and I worked there. So of course I had one.
Yeah.
But this was 91, and people were like, "What do you have a pager
Adults
for?"
would have it. You were a
Everyone,
teenager.
yeah, plumbers and stuff. And,
Well,
But
people
coming up with me though in high school, people that was the shit.
Oh,
that was the
by
rage.
then,
was
yeah,
the pages.
absolutely.
The
Yep.
pages was the rage.
Yep.
And did you? How advanced did you get? If your sister was renting them out, so you must have had the fucking
alpha
one where you
pager?
could read,
Yeah,
across
yeah,
it. It
yeah.
was like clear.
It was like a text message.
Oh my god, the flat one. You were
it
the
was
shit.
a text message.
Wait.
Yes, because you were a piece of shit if you just had the regular pager where you had to look
Hey.
at the top of it, and people were like 143.
Oh,
that
you
was.
fucking beat me to
Oh,
it. I was just
I'm
gonna
sorry,
say,
I'm sorry.
no,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
believe me, you're the
Yeah,
comedian,
yeah.
not me. I was gonna go, Tony, code 143.
Yeah.
And then I would.
43,
How do I say I want to
911,
drop a batch
that
on
one.
your back? in beeper?
687. No,
Oh, okay, good.
28808.
we had our own
Boobs.
codes.
People write boobs, whatever. We had these codes, and if you had the flat one, that was you were the shit. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You had the flat one where people could send you a message like, "Hey, come home now," or "Hey, meet us over at
You
so
didn't
and
have
so's
to
house."
call
You'd have
them.
to take letters and actually know you'd have to understand how to.
No,
like,
No.
No,
We're
they-
talking about
Oh,
the
you're
next
talking
pager.
actual letters?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
The next pager, the people would call a service,
and
the service would
type
say,
in.
they would type
Oh.
in, and they say, "Hey, you got to meet Denny at Denny's at 7." And they'd be like, "Okay, or come meet him now." And then they would type it out, and so you look at your pager and it would say, "Hey, got to meet Denny." So he's like, "Oh, okay." That was our communication. It was the original text message.
And that was high tech.
We
Like,
were talking
that
about
was
this
fucking
earlier.
high-tech.
It's like, okay, so well, let's just bringing music back into it. The record, the cassette, or 8-track, and then the album, and then so on and so forth, up to CD, up to now it's in the ether. It's fucking in the air. Music is, I want that song. It's on my phone. I'll take it. Sounds good.
Yeah.
It's just there. It's fucking on demand. So now cell phones, which you were in the industry or was in the past, where it went from. In World War II, they'd have something that looked like a fucking 8 bricks tied
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Yep.
To fast forward to eventually in the 80s having the pocket or car cell phone,
bag
Our
phone.
which
phones
was
were the shit.
$19 a fucking minute.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then
I had
now-
one in '94.
Everyone has. Well, I shouldn't say that. If we talk about the real
Everyone has a
world,
cell phone.
No, not on the fucking world. I mean, you go to the world.
No, not in the world. Not in
but-
the world. Not in the
but
world.
But
but
just
just
narrow down who we're trying to appeal
all right.
to.
Let's
here.
appeal to our audience, which is the United States and some Australians.
Mostly California.
But we get mad when an app doesn't open.
I know.
It's stuck. This motherfucker.
I can't deposit my check into my bank because
Right, like-
the app is frozen. Like,
Everything's so fucking easy now.
Do you guys ever think how annoying it is that we, that's the case. The fact that we can't deposit an app, but the fact that we also have, I forgot what the fuck I was about to say, so it doesn't even matter.
The
Something
fact that
was annoying.
I
everything's
had
at
a
our
point.
fingertips.
I had a very good point.
We were talking about the
It'll come
struggles.
back.
We were just talking about earlier. Actually, earlier we were talking about. Okay, you get Waze. Waze says, you go here, you go there.
So
You're
mad
literally
right now.
looking at your fucking cell phone to tell you where to go. My dad in the 80s would pull out a fucking map and go, all right, I know this way, I know that way. In other words, we're just talking about...
And then he
it
could
took
talk to
so-
like his buddies and be like, "Oh, you know, Tremont Street comes out on that.
Ah,
street. I didn't know."
fucking River
But then they're
Road.
like,
That goes
"Oh,
over
I
by-"
didn't know that." Did yeah? Just keep going, and then when you discover a street now, you're like, "Whoa!" And Waze didn't show me that street.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's
Yeah, it's
rare.
just
It doesn't
amazing.
happen anymore.
It's fucking crazy.
So mad.
I'm out of sound effects.
I know your laptop died.
Yeah, I charged it once since I purchased it.
So let's go back to Corey. So Corey, you're a Boston
Yes.
comedian.
Yeah.
You got a podcast.
Before we get there, Denny, I
Yep.
know you're
He's-
very focused. You're very focused.
no, I
Denny,
just-
Denny is an ex-radio guy, like I said, and this motherfucker
Moves
is
it.
on cue. He's like, all right, guys, we're going to wrap it up here so we can go to a timeout. We're going to take a quick pause, but we'll be right back.
This is
you
why
guys stay right in here right now.
This is why I love having another person here, and this is Denny's job, is to move the show along.
Yeah,
right?
hell yeah, hell
So
yeah.
I'll see him. I'll be talking about something, and I'll
And
see
he's
him,
reading.
and I'm getting
I
fucked.
haven't read anything.
If there's
Actually,
no one in this,
I have anxiety right now because I haven't gone by my script.
If there's no
I'm
one in-
fucking losing it. You got a fucking Zanny? I'm gonna snort it right now.
if there's no
I'm
one
gonna
in this
fucking
seat,
rip an I-95 Zanny right now.
if there's no one here, I'm going off. Fuck, I'm talking to nobody, and I'm going blah 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 blah.
Do you remember the time I smoked weed? And I don't smoke weed that
yeah.
often.
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
And I was literally like this.
Damn, I was gonna bring you guys some cookies. I feel so bad.
Dude, I was like this.
God damn it.
And he goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "What?"
Oh, he
I
left
think
me
I
hanging.
missed. I think
wish
I
we
missed
knew what
about
episode
a
that was.
15-minute story. And he goes, "Were you listening?" I go, "I." It was my cousin was over here. I
I'm
was
like,
I
don't
got
ever
nothing.
do that again.
I got nothing.
Oh, there was one, and then one time, me and Bill were talking about something, and you just like came to and shut the podcast off, and I was like, he wasn't fucking listening to anything. But I always love to have a third person because then when he like looks down at his stuff, he can't do two things at one time.
Yeah. That sounds like my.
I feel
That
like
sounds like my. That sounds like
we
Orlando.
do have a new game. And by the way, Orlando Baxter. I've just because I was obviously I looked a lot of your shit up online, and he's really funny, man.
Oh, he's a beast.
Really
He's a
fucking cool.
beast. That's
So how did you guys meet?
We met in the comedy game starting out very early on. I was going to this place called the Ups and Downs
Oh, is that in Quincy?
Quincy,
Yeah,
Dorchester
yeah.
Quincy line,
Yeah.
Ups and Downs. You know, it's the shady as fuck. It's
I always thought there was a strip club.
yeah.
You
It's,
drive by when you go down. Where actually, it's right off of Route. It's off of 93.
right off of 93,
yeah.
right there. It's where the trashiest people meet the classiest people that are trying to get their last drink for the end of the night. It's like a casino and fucking right there off of the thing. That's what it is. So you get there, like there's been times I'm in there and the fucking some of the new kids, you know, the little fucking Joey or whatever the ones are in there. Some of those dudes are in there. But then you're in there and then someone's like, "Get the fuck out of here, get in your car." You know, it's like they're in there as well. It's
South
shitty.
Shore.
So it's just shittiness meeting up. So we used to hang there and they do comedy there. And I went there and that's why I ended up running into Orlando. And that's been years ago, man. That's been 10 years ago.
Wow.
And he just the story is, this is what happened. This is how we actually became cool. Is he was already in the scene for like a year or two. And I came in with I had a notebook and I had everything all written out and shit. I didn't know, man. It was my first time going into
I
comedy.
still have my notebook.
I had a notebook
lot
full
of
of
magic.
fucking ideas. Huge notebook, right? So I go into this place and I'm starting, and the first night I just watch because I'm like, man, it's like the nerves, you just watch. I'm like, I got to watch this a couple times, see what the fuck this comedy thing's all about. I didn't know. I didn't go to any classes. I didn't do anything.
Wait, so what age are you at this point?
I'm 26.
Okay,
right?
so 26.
I think, right? Hold on, let me think.
30 jobs
Yeah,
later.
26.
10 years.
You've had
Wow.
a fucking million jobs that you
26.
hated. It's time to
Yeah.
do what you want to do now at this point.
So 26, but I still worked for the first 5-6 years.
You got to
while I
make
was
money.
doing stand-up.
It's fucking simple.
You have to.
Very simple.
So I'm 26. I'm working at John Hancock at the time. You know what I mean? I was a criminal justice major, so I had already worked in a lockup for juveniles. I had a lot of jobs, man. So at this point, I'm still at Hancock at the time, and I'm going and I'm doing my thing. I started doing improv first at the Improv Asylum, so I'm doing that, whatever. Anyways,
Yep.
Fast forward. I meet Orlando at this thing. I go and I'm just watching people. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm watching what they do, and I'm like, all right, man, I got some funny shit to say, man. So I watched the first week, and the guy who was hosting the show, this dude named DJ Cage, he used to announce the show like like a strip club DJ. He was like, all right, next up on the stage. He was like extra loud, and you know how they like extra loud and they all sound the same. All right, next up on the stage is gonna be Corey. Right? So he's like going up and he's bringing up Orlando. This dude Sean Begg.
Corey's gonna kill everybody in the audience.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's like, no, it sounds the same. Doesn't matter. Okay.
Exactly the same.
Sounds good.
Right? So, okay, so moving along. So what happened was I watched that first week and this guy's giving me shit. He's like, you gonna go up? I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna go up, man. I'm like, I'm chilling, man. I'm not gonna go up. So we get done. They get done with it, and Orlando comes over. He starts talking to me, and there's a couple other comics. They start talking to me. Edward Dominguez, Sean Bedgood, and Orlando. We start talking. So Orlando, the second week I go, the guy's like, yo, you gonna go up? And I'm like, oh man, go up, man. I'm like, fuck that, man. I'm like, I don't know. The nerves are still there. I'm talking about this is early.
This is fucking. You can feel that.
I'm like,
right?
oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I want to try it, but I'm like, and I'm looking around the room like, there's no one really here to judge me. These dudes are all drunks.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a few people in the room. It was just kind of like they were just doing it.
Yeah.
And so I got up and I did a couple jokes, got a couple laughs. Nothing special, nothing crazy. I get done, and Orlando comes over. He's like, damn, man. He's like, you got some good shit. This is the first time.
That was the first time you were on stage.
First time I was on stage. He's like,
wow,
you got some good
kidding.
shit. Right? Now, there was a couple laughs. I didn't kill or anything.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you got some good shit. He took my notebook, opened up my notebook, which is so funny, and he was just like, damn, man. He was like looking at all these premises that I had. Premises, if you don't know comedy, is just the idea, basically the root of the idea.
Oh, yeah.
So I
Like
had
for
all,
you, it's shit.
Shit.
Yeah.
All right, so
And
I had
puke.
so I had all these
We'll get there.
I had all these premises. So Orlando's looking at all these long drawn out things because I didn't know back in the day. I never took any classes. I didn't know about comedy, man. I used to write out everything. I'd be like, and then
This is what happened, yeah.
Like every point of what I thought was going to happen. I
My
wrote
first
it out,
break in radio.
right? That's what I was doing. So I was doing everything. So Orlando looks at it, and one time he just opened up my notebook. This was like probably the third time we met. He opened up my notebook. He was like, hey, man, you don't need any of this shit. He was like, this is the shit that you want to say. He's like,
Word economy.
yeah, he was like, you want to get to this stuff. This is the funny stuff. He's like, all this other shit, you don't need that. So he's like scratching through my notebook. I'm like, yeah.
So was he a veteran at that point? In other words,
No, he wasn't a vet.
How far in was he?
Listen, when you're new, anybody who's been doing it longer than you is a vet.
Oh, really?
If they're better than you.
3 months.
Right.
Yeah. If
In other
they
words,
seem like they know what they're doing better than you,
He
they're
can
a vet.
critique you, and you could take that as
You take it.
that's awesome.
You take it. So
That's
he
great.
had been doing it probably 2 years longer than me.
Oh, wow.
Right? But
Which
I
is a
didn't-
lot, I would say, in comedy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. So I'm coming from zero. You know what I
Right,
mean? So
right,
this
right.
dude is telling me like, hey, you want to do blah 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 blah. It's like because no one else is guiding you. I didn't know, so he was
Right.
like, you don't need none of that. So then I just started working from there, and then we started. He kind of like somehow I don't know how this all developed, but he just kind of was like, yo, man, you got a lot of good shit. This shit is funny. There's a lot of good shit here, and he started telling everybody like he would talk to other friends, other comics. He's like, yo, man, this motherfucker got some jokes, man. He's like, yo, he got some shit. Like, he's saying a lot to be so new. He still does it to this day when he sees certain people. He's very optimistic about people's talents and stuff. He's funny.
He's very smooth. I've checked out his
man. Cool.
He's very smooth.
Very cool how he does it. So he's
I
like,
like
yo,
it, man.
He's like, yo, man, this dude got some talent, whatever. So, whatever. So that's how it ended up. That's how it originated. That's how I met him. I don't think I've ever really told that story in detail to that degree, but
That's great,
That's
man.
how we ended up meeting and really, and then we started connecting from there because he was like, damn, man, like the thing with comedy
I'm sorry, I should know this, but he's a Boston guy, right?
He's a Boston guy.
Oh,
Worcester.
okay.
He's from
he's Worcester guy. Okay,
Worcester
gotcha,
guy.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Yep,
so
yep.
Boston was, I mean,
yeah,
that's
same thing.
synonymous.
It's fucking Massachusetts. All
So,
the same.
One thing that's true with comedy is that when comedians gravitate to other comedians that they think are funny.
Mm-hmm.
Comedians don't fuck with comedians that they don't think are funny unless they're fucking them or unless there's some other ulterior motive to why you're hanging with that person.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like if
You're going to get me to somebody else.
yeah,
If you
either-
can get me to so-and-so, that'd be great. Like, in other words, get the good word in, right? I mean,
Yeah,
kind of like a
like-
daisy
or
chain.
it's a respect thing.
No, it's not even like
It's
you're
like
gonna
a
hook me
respect.
up. Yeah, it's more a respect
Yeah.
thing. It's like who you want to spend your time with.
Yeah.
Like you're a comedian. If you're a decent comedian, you don't want to spend your time with bums. You want to spend your time with other decent comedians and better.
upper echelon,
right?
Kind of move up.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
who you decide to spend your time with. So I say, unless there's ulterior motives on why you're hanging with somebody, and but when you really respect people, it's a big deal. Like it's all about a respect thing, and it's like, oh man, like and the people that you're working with respect you. I don't like. I brought many people to different shows and I tried to hook them up, man. And I've hooked them up, not tried to, as much as I can. There's a lot of different comedians that I've hooked up, but I'll do that because they're funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're funny. I'm not bringing anybody anywhere who's not funny. You know what I'm saying? Like I just because
Would you bring us somewhere?
I don't know if we're gonna do
podcast?
stand up.
It's a podcast. I
yeah.
cannot do stand up, dude. I would literally. Here's a question: have you ever shit your pants or threw up on stage? I ask it to everybody.
It's
very common.
Never shit my pants. Or threw up
Actually,
on
you know
stage.
who I had on? It was Mark Normand, who's a comedian from New York.
I know Mark.
So Mark was on the show, I don't know, a month ago, and I think that was he was one of the first comics that I asked him.
Yeah.
Right?
That was when the bit started.
It's very normal. In other words,
It's not normal to ask that. It's normal.
No. What I'm saying is, you're scared when you get to a point where your body's so fucking scared. To do it. Public speaking to me. I can be a DJ, and I've talked about this before. I was on the radio at WAF in Boston, WAF 107.3 for 9 years. Loved it. I was in a room. I was in a box by myself, and I could do bits and do fun shit. I don't know. I think they were laughing on the other. I have no idea. But for you, it blows me away. Boom! It's explosion.
It's putting yourself out there.
Expose yourself. I'm in front of you. My job is to make you laugh. That fucking. I have so much.
Well, the other thing too is right. It's like
admiration. What's the word I'm looking for what you do?
Respect or admiration
blows me away. Like fucking so talented. And that's why when we met, at my brother Matt's, Jack and Jill, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Both, we were combined all together. And I watched Corey. I'm like, fuck, he's funny. And I go out and taking a piss, and he was in the bathroom. I'm like, hey man, I don't want to be weird, but you were funny.
Yeah.
And I worked for AAF, and then we just kind of said, hey, he's got a podcast, I got a podcast, and that's how we kind of hit it off. But it's funny how sort of like minds, you're just kind of in the same place, and I could never fucking do that, but it fascinates me.
Well, because you're up there
know?
and you're just you. You're just doing the shit that you like. If you were up there, I'm gonna go up there and play fucking Stairway to Heaven.
Right.
Big fucking deal.
Yeah.
All right, you're not that great, whatever, you're playing the song, or people are like, oh, I know that song, and it's just background music. You're fucking up there, and you're talking about shit that came from you.
Yeah, that's the amazing part.
Yeah. And it better be 100% you, and you're fucking, there's no other way to put yourself out there.
It's
like,
I fucking hate when I can't think of the words.
Sexually attractive.
Transgender. When you're open, your body's like it's
vulnerable.
Thank you, vulnerable. You're so fucking vulnerable.
Very vulnerable.
And if you don't have a thick skin to be able to let the heckles, and I'm assuming we could easily get into heckles, right? How do you even fucking deal with somebody going, fuck you, this sucks, that sucks, or drunk people, or
heckling is probably one of the more fascinating things with.
It's like part of your job, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah,
that was the biggest thing.
Imagine that I'm at my computer and someone goes, "You fucking suck. You screwed up that fucking."
Well, I think one of the things I wrote early on in my notebook was, this is maybe why I'm a little bit different than some other comedians is. I needed to raise the confidence. And so one way that I did that was I was like in my notebook, in the front of my note, my very first notebook, I wrote, because everyone's concerned about being heckled and being like shit on, like it's like the Nutty Professor, like, look at Reggie on stage, Reggie, right? Everyone's like, that's crazy to think about that, right?
I forgot about that.
Remember that shit? You know what I mean?
Is that Eddie Griffin?
Who's sucking whose titties over here? No, that's Dave Chappelle.
Oh, it was Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. So he's shitting on him. He's going against Eddie Murphy. That's why he mixed him up. But so as he's going, you're thinking, you're like, I don't want that to be me. But here's the thing. What I wrote in my notebook was, I think I've mentioned this before on the podcast, but I wrote, if I'm telling the truth, I'm impenetrable to heckles. That's what I wrote on the front of my notebook, inside my notebook. And what I meant by that was, if I say, my mother, my mother's name, let's just say, or I say my mother's black, or I say my whatever, if I'm saying facts, there's nothing you can say to fuck with me about those facts. Now, if I get up there and I'm like, I was in a time machine, and when I was in my time machine,
that's a good point.
I did whatever. Now I'm it's like, shut the fuck up. That didn't happen. But when you're challenging me on when I'm saying real shit and shit that actually happened, and maybe stories I embellish, but things that have actually happened, you can't you're an asshole. You're a dummy because I'll show
reality-based comedy. Reality-based. In other
That's-
words, your
that's where I
day-to-day.
get- yeah.
What? So that leads me to. I always wondered this. So you had 30 jobs later. Now
Mm-hmm.
you're a comic. You're a full-time comic. You said earlier we were talking about 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me what a comic's day's like. In other words, tell me about how often you're going, I got to write a joke. I got to write a joke. Or, you know what I mean? Like,
Everybody's different. The process is different. My
Yeah.
process is a little bit different, man. Like I feel like I'm decently prolific. If I put pen to paper more, maybe I'd be more prolific. But I feel like I'm just as prolific as guys that I know that write every day. Is what they actually, because they're getting in the habit of writing a lot and they're milling out a lot of shit.
But then you have to kind of take that and vet it and clean it up. And, you can write every day, but like.
It's different. It's different, Denny, because I do it from more inspiration than I do more creation. So if I go off of inspiration and creation, then it's different because once I'm inspired by something, inspired by a situation, inspired by things, it's easier for me to write and I can get to the point and to the crux of what I want to say. And it's a little bit, I feel like, funnier coming from me than me sitting down and trying to falsely create these funny situations.
Right,
but I
right.
constantly am open to the inspiration that I get from situations.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that sounds crazy or not, but that's
No, it's
just
pretty
how
much what I do is I write wacky fucking weird shit. But it's funny. You're right. Everybody's different.
Everybody's different,
got their
so-
own path towards what
Yeah.
they think is funny.
Right.
100%. Yeah.
Right,
But
so-
it always fascinated me to
And then you got to work it
the
down.
process. What's the process?
Yeah, and you got to work it down, like you said. It just depends. Like you got to work it down and to get it right. So I come up with these ideas and there's things that I want to say, but I do have to work them down and work them out and get them to where I need them to be to get them to their funniest point. That takes
Right.
time. So that takes
So
time.
is that where a lot of people talk about the open mics? Not the open mics, but where I want to work it out. I want to work the material out.
Yes.
So what is that like? So okay, got a couple good concepts. I want to go to. It wouldn't be an open mic. It's a step above that, right? Where you're sort of trying to figure out, will this stuff work? How can I hone this to the right point?
So that's a good question. So I think different comics have different hit percentages. And so some comics might come up with all these different ideas and their hit percentage can be high or low. Now, what I mean by that is I feel like I have a decent hit percentage. And again, to explain that, I mean, when I come up with these ideas, if they make me laugh, man, then I think they're funny. And then I feel like the hit percentage is high on the things that I think is funny. And I'm going to bring those to the stage. Everything doesn't work, but my hit percentage is high. It's over 50, over 60, over 70% of like, this should work. Now, some people just write a bunch of shit and bring everything that they fucking thought to the stage, and then they try to mill it out that way. I don't do that. I just don't. I process a little bit differently. So knowing that, like working it out, yeah, like exactly what you said, working it out, that's exactly what happens. Like, you get there and you try to work these things out. Now, I could have something that I thought was going to be 5 minutes long, and really when you work it out, it's a minute. That's normal.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, it's a minute. So then usually what happens, the process in my process is things are big, then they're beat down, they're chopped up to really small, and then I'm able to make them big again.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I
I
mean?
also think, too, here's the joke. The joke is X amount of length, and then the punchline's here. But also there's a lot of pop, 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 pop. Hits of
Tags.
Yeah, hits of laughter in between. And I mean, I find it amazing. I don't know. I just, to me, it's fucking, it's a really cool process.
Did you ever see Seinfeld's movie Comedian?
Of course.
I'm sure you have.
It's like a
Have you?
Bible
I don't think I
for
have. No.
comedians.
It's
I don't think
great.
I have,
It's
no.
great because
When was this? What year?
2002.
Yeah.
So it's when Seinfeld stopped doing. Hold on, just wait. Oh, you want to pause?
I have to piss.
Well, we
Just
can't
fucking pause.
I'm a little boy.
Can you?
I can't pause. No, but
No,
we'll
he's
just go.
live. Oh, you guys want to go? I'll go piss.
Yeah, go. We'll
right,
go.
go.
Go ahead.
I'll be
go
quick,
ahead.
I'll be
Go
quick.
pee,
I swear,
go
I
pee,
swear.
go pee. Go ahead.
Oh my god.
We're good.
This is
Go ahead.
this is the size of Denny's bladder. It's terrible. He peed right before. It's
Tony
like,
Cocchetti. Go ahead. So
it's
what
like
happened?
having your 4-year-old when you say, why didn't you pee before you left the house? No, so that movie, I was going to explain to Denny how they show Seinfeld, and he's done
Yeah.
TV, he's coming back.
Yep.
I loved the fact that it just showed that, and the other guy, Orny Adams.
Yeah.
Who's a pretty successful comedian
Yeah.
on his own, right?
Yep.
But came off kind of as like, he was very OCD, and he had file cabinets full of jokes,
Yep.
and it was just so he had a very unbelievable work ethic. Either that, or you don't know whether it was work ethic or OCD, but he just had the catalogs of jokes, and like you say,
Yep.
So his hit percentage was probably low, but he knew, so he has to, maybe he writes 50 jokes and 2 of them stick, and Seinfeld's
Exactly.
on the other side where he's just like,
He's doing it too. He's milling his way through. Seinfeld in that movie. He talks about it, and he talks about it a lot after, which is so cool. His approach is so crazy because he approaches it like he's like, hey man, other people work and they do their jobs,
Yeah.
and they do it hard, and they work at their job hard. He's like, who the fuck am I to not work at my job hard? So he'll take a long period of time and write during that day. So who knows what Seinfeld's hit percentage is?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
again,
he makes it look, in that movie though, he kind of makes it look easy. But the one thing that I was like really not impressed with, but comforted by, was before he goes on stage, one of the first times after like his comeback, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm nervous," and I'm like, "Fucking Seinfeld's nervous."
Yeah,
You know what I-
yeah. He's definitely nervous because he wants to make sure that fucking material's gonna hit. You know what I mean?
You
He's
just
nervous.
don't think of it that way. And I
Yeah.
mean, it's funny because growing up, I watched a ton of stand up, and I always thought that like you can always tell the comic like because he's the funniest guy in the room every time, and he just gets up on stage and he just blah 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 blah. He's just talking. That's always the appearance,
Yeah.
But you don't even then you once you learn about it, you realize that it's like, a lot of guys, everything they say on stage is not just them shooting the shit. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
it's-
That's the illusion. That's what it's supposed to be,
exactly,
though.
and that's
But-
the art of it.
But then having the ability to shoot the shit
That's
is also another
crowd work. I
yeah.
mean, that's a whole other gift. Like and how much of that do you do? A lot of crowd work, or
I do a decent amount. I leave
Yeah.
some space. It's organic. So whatever happens. I think I fucked with Denny and his.
He
and
did.
his people a little bit.
He said, that kid right there's dick has to be massive.
he said that to you?
He did. He said, it must, wait, no.
No, I don't remember saying. I was like, man, when the fuck did I say that, man? Why would I say
No, that was my wife. No, that was no, that was nobody.
Your wife said that?
That was actually,
I believe I said something to them about the fact that they were on a Jack and Jill. I think.
yeah,
I
I think one of
something to
the
them.
kids in the group actually yelled out something. I'm like, dude, I got white as a ghost. When somebody,
I get so uncomfortable.
maybe
I wanna-
because we love comedy. So Jimmy Norton, Mark Norton, like all the comics that we hear. What's his face? It doesn't matter. We talked about 1,000 Boston comedians.
Gallagher.
So there's a million different ones.
Dave
One thing,
Russo probably.
Oh, Dave, we're trying to get Dave on the show. Actually, I've met Dave a few times, so trying to get him on the show. He's the best. So I cringe when somebody goes, "Yeah, you know what, man?"
They make it about themselves.
Oh,
Nothing makes
you know what
me
that is?
angrier.
Alcohol. It's very well. It's. What do you think it is, Corey? I mean, what is it that would make somebody yell?
Well, it's not understanding.
Narcissism,
You wouldn't go to
narcissism,
you
and
wouldn't go to a play and start.
No, but when
screaming
somebody
at the
yells,
people in the play.
they feel like they have a relationship with the comedian.
Yeah, and then it's no some. That's just some people's.
It's not
that's
bad. I mean, it's
It's
No, it's
some
bad.
people's
Some is.
attitude as well, though. It's the same type of dude who would yell out at any other point in time when you're kicking it with him. There's just that guy or there's just that girl who's like, oh, I'm funny, or I can say this, or they just think that. I don't think it's always someone trying to take over the show. Sometimes it's just someone expressing their personality, and so I address it accordingly. After you've been doing comedy long enough, you start to
I hope
address
you
things
smash
like that.
them, right?
Well,
you smash them. Come on.
Well, it depends on how
it
negative
depends.
it is.
You,
How
you,
negative.
You address people like that accordingly. Like sometimes you have to address them and smash them
Because you know
But
it's
sometimes,
gonna. So you have to know. I have to shut him or her up immediately, or this is gonna get bad, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be a bad situation, or it's like someone is just like some people get uncomfortable if someone is saying something in agreement with you, or they're just saying something. But sometimes you have to shut them down, you know. But I don't. It's not my. When you're a younger comedian, you're more insecure because you think everybody's looking at you like you don't have control. But when
Yeah.
you've been doing it for a while, you start to realize. Like I've started to get to the point where, like probably like 3-4 years in, that different type of things were happening. Different types of things were happening. Like if someone was really like yelling out at the show, I wouldn't have to be like, "Hey, shut the fuck up! Your mother shouldn't have had you." Like I didn't have to say.
Your dad should have pulled out, motherfucker.
Yeah. I didn't have to say stuff like that because what would happen is if you're
that's
doing
funny.
well, the crowd is already with you.
They're with you,
So
yeah.
now all of a sudden the crowd is like, "Hey, would you shut the fuck up?" Like
Yeah,
they're
yeah, yeah.
policing.
They do it for you.
They're policing.
Yeah.
Now I could jump in and I have to jump in a lot and just make sure that no one's gonna fight now.
Oh, right,
but,
right.
But they're enjoying themselves. They paid money to come out, and you're talking. So
No,
now
that's
they're
the part
not
that
even
drives me
looking at
nuts,
it. Now,
yeah.
now there are times when you have to jump in and shut them down.
Yeah.
You do.
What about this? Drunk girl bachelorette party.
Oh yeah.
That's always like it can always be a crazy thing, but again, it comes down to being a realist in the situation. Those girls brought this particular girl out because they want it to be special for that person's bachelor or bachelorette party, right? Now, there are many people who don't want you to say a fucking word when they're on stage. Yeah. Now, I can be like that and I cannot be like that. I also understand that they brought this fucking girl out. She wants to have a good time.
Yeah,
they spend
yeah.
a lot of money to bring it out. They're spending.
You're too
they're spending
nice,
dough.
man.
No, it's not about being nice. It's not about being nice. It's about being real in the situation. Like I
Yeah.
understand. All I have to do is give them a little bit of acknowledgement. I'm not so. Some people are very focused on where they're trying to go.
I'm assuming
with what they're trying to say with their comedy.
If you tear into her, the booker might be like, "What are you fucking?"
No, he
doing?"
won't. He won't.
Oh,
won't.
really?
Most of the time they won't.
Oh, really? Okay.
If I fuck her up to a point where they have to leave, the booker would be upset because that's a lot of money
a
going up from that
scene.
table.
Yeah,
so they're
yeah.
like, I don't want to make them leave. That's 20 people.
Right.
You know, it's 15 people at that table. That's different.
Right.
My point is, all those girls want is a little bit of attention.
That's all. Yeah.
So if I give them a little bit of attention, I'm not. You have to understand there's different types of comedians. Some comedians do not want to be interrupted.
Yeah.
If they don't want to be interrupted, they have a destination and they're going. Don't fuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm a little bit different. Like I have a destination, but I can get off at a couple different exits and be like, all right, I know how to find my way back to the highway. I can get back on the highway.
No, that's
so,
a good point. I've seen some comics do
understand?
that, and I'm going, call her a cunt. Call her a cunt.
Yeah,
like immediately.
no.
Call her a cunt. Make her leave. And
Cunt's
they're-
the end all.
And I'm like,
It's the
I can't-
bookend.
I'm like, I can't believe how much fucking patience. I saw Bobby Kelly do it. And,
Yeah.
and this was at the Wilbur.
Yeah.
So fucking huge room. And this girl was standing up. First she heckled. Then she stands up. And she's blah, 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 blah. Thinking that he's going to be like, oh my God, that's so funny. And everyone's going to laugh. And it wasn't, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Eventually, she got escorted out because she wouldn't stop. But man, did he fucking put up? He put up with it, like you said.
Yeah.
I think he tried to use it. Whereas, like, I'm sitting in my chair and I'm like, I want to see this girl leave head first. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But there's more to it than that because that drives me nuts because that person bought a ticket just like everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
Their
Of course,
ticket
yeah.
didn't say this is a night about you. Like this has nothing to do with you.
One of the best compliments I'll get after a show often is they'll say, "Man," like just tons of people coming out the show to say, "Man, I love the way you handled that heckler, man. Thank you."
Really?
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
shit like that. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
Yep.
Like don't get it twisted now. I can get ugly if I have to.
Right.
But I am just different. Like I'm really not upset. I'm not upset most of the time. I may appear to act upset for the effect of the moment.
Yeah.
Right.
But the person yelling out, we're either gonna squash it, you're gonna get the fuck out of the show,
Yeah.
or we're gonna handle
You're
it.
in-
Yeah.
you're
But
in-
I'm gonna
Yeah.
act and play it up and play with it. But you're really not making me mad because you're yelling out shit. I don't care. You interrupted a joke. I have a lot more. I have a lot more stories to talk about. Oh my God. You know, it's
Yeah.
different. Now if I'm
Yeah.
doing a special, if I'm closing the show, that's different. But everybody's different. Some comedians are like, dude, if you talk, get the fuck out of here. This is my
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
You wouldn't interrupt if you were at a play, like what you were saying.
That's where you said
Exactly.
cunt. Cunt.
Everybody's
yell cunt
different.
and-
Everybody's different. You know?
Yeah. No, that's a
Ha-
good
has
point.
But let
has
me
it-
say this one last thing.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
this is very
yeah. Oh, yeah,
important.
yeah.
You have to understand as a bulky, muscular black guy. Too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if I'm in front of certain crowds, you have to understand that my persona acting a certain way elicits another reaction from people. You have to realize that.
Yeah.
So if I get upset, like legit upset, like somebody else get upset, like look at this fucking cunt in here yelling, shut the fuck up. Bitch,
Is that a
yell-"
white voice?
You
I
know,
think that's a
no,
white
no.
voice.
It's just whatever
That's
voice.
Sully.
It's just
That's Sully
it's an
from
upset
Chow
voice.
Sully
from Chow
It's an
Chow.
upset voice. If I start acting like that, all of a sudden they're like, this just fucking angry black guy. This guy's crazy.
That's definitely what it was.
You understand what I'm saying? This guy, Jesus Christ, he's like he's out of control.
Sounds like Dave Russo.
You know?
I don't know.
You know what I
Sounds
mean?
like my buddy Dave.
Not saying it's Dave. I'm just saying it's whatever. I grew up in Milton. This is just a random white guy.
I know.
So when you start to do that, you have to realize.
Just like
man,
I said,
who you are.
Daryl McDaniels. Yo, remember?
Yo, man.
Yo, man.
Because that's how black
That's
guys
how blacks-
start every sentence with yo, man.
Yo,
Yeah,
man.
start with yo man. But you have to realize because white guys never sound like how I just sounded. But anyways, you have to realize who you are, what you are, how you're coming off. Now, if I've been a dick the whole show,
Yeah, see,
I'm
that's-
not. You saw me. I'm not that kind of guy,
Dude, that's why you're here now. I'm like, this
come
guy's
off
fucking
nice.
great. He was cool.
Yeah.
chill. I'm not really not.
Yeah,
mad.
see, that's why I'm going to have a heart attack a lot sooner than you are. Because I
Yeah,
can't.
you're a
I
fucking.
get very angry at
Yeah,
people.
you're
Like, people
agitated.
fucking aggravate the shit out
You're
of me.
agitated.
That's
Here-
my pet peeve.
Here's my question: is it ever in the ether of comedy? Is this ever happened where the audience member owned the comedian?
It happens, but
Have you ever seen it?
No,
Like
I've
where-
never seen it. I've never seen it live. I've
In
seen
other
it on
words,
the internet.
in other words, like where the heckler starts, and then the comedian goes blah blah blah, and the heckler in the crowd could be an ex-comedian or something.
No, it's rare.
But then just destroys the comedian. You know what I mean?
It's very
That's
rare.
shit you think you find on YouTube, then it's clickbait or something like that.
Very
But-
rare, very
Yeah,
rare. Because you have to think about it, man. You're dealing with a professional. It's like you're saying the same. Let's paint the same scenario you painted. It's like watching some amateur guy knock out a professional boxer.
All right.
You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
It's rare. It
Well,
could happen, but it's
very rare. Yeah.
Here's rule number 1, and I don't know. I'm sure you know this. Never give this up. Never give the mic up.
Yeah.
If someone's fucking coming on stage,
They can
then
half-ass here.
They're not
it's not gonna
taking.
be their
they're not
voice.
taking the
Yeah.
mic. If I'm on stage, they're not taking the fucking mic. Because then you've just given them the chance to fucking say what they want to say. What
I
you know what I
have.
mean? You-
I have.
You've been
I've
outta here.
shared the mic with this dude. He's been wanting me to say it. This dude who's blind. His name was Brian Macaulay. I've been fucking up his last name. Funny man. Funny dude. Last time I was at Kowloon. Funny dude. I didn't necessarily hand him the mic, but I shared the shine with him, and I let him because look,
He wasn't fucking with you, was he?
he was yelling out shit at a certain point, but I
No,
I
he was
embraced
on
him.
stage because he
And I
was
brought him
looking for
up.
the bathroom.
I brought him up on stage.
Tony.
But he wasn't like coming at me. You know, it's different.
You remember his name though? That's actually.
Yeah, he hit me up a bunch of times. He's cool.
Oh,
cool,
okay.
cool
I
dude.
got you.
There's a difference, though. You know what I mean? Yeah, you wouldn't give up the mic to someone who's just shit.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
someone who's disrespecting a show. They got to just leave.
Yeah,
but
you're
I'm
giving
saying
them power that they don't deserve.
someone though who is someone who's trying to share some shine. I mean, I don't mind. It depends. It all depends.
Yeah.
I have to dissect the moment and have my intuition and see what I feel, and then we go from there. You know what I mean?
Have you ever used the "I don't come to your work" and knock the dick
No.
out of your? Just
No,
kidding.
no. And I
If
hate.
someone
I hate,
use that now, I
hate-
can't.
They still
picture-
use it. They still use
do?
it. They still use it. I see fucking people use that all the time.
Oh wait.
Hey, Denny,
Did I
I got to
find
do what you
something
did,
that
man.
made-
I gotta
Yeah,
go to
do
the
what you got to do.
Did I find something that made you mad?
Yeah.
Wait. So we're talking about
Hey, 30 jobs. I'll be right back.
30 jobs. Wait, they can hear us. We're gonna can you? Yeah.
All right. Well, then his podcast is going. We can't talk shit about him.
I know. We're gonna talk shit.
That would be the worst thing
Corey
to do.
Corey
on his-
Rodriguez wants everybody right now that's listening to 30 jobs. I say 30 jobs.
30 jobs later.
30 jobs later.
I thought you were saying dirty jobs, like
Dirty
Mike Rowe's
jobs.
old show.
Yeah, he wants everybody to get 30 jobs and get dirty jobs at the same time. No, you got to listen to the WBV podcast. If you like what you're listening to right now,
You're hearing
honestly,
an infomercial.
He's one of the funniest guys on the fucking planet, so I'm really excited that he came to do our show.
And he's a nice guy.
Like,
he's
he's
a
a
very
good
nice
fucking guy.
He's a good shit.
Like, how cool is this, man? The fact that he was able to come to our place and, sitting in my basement, and we're doing the show right now. But if you like what you're listening to right now, honestly, check us out, WBV Podcast at gmail.com. I'm
Do you remember?
promoting.
No.
What the fuck?
You know what it reminds me of? Do you remember when you used to get the free preview of HBO?
Oh, this is it right
when
now.
you had cable, and they'd be like, "If you like what you're seeing,
If you like
call
what you're
call your
listening to."
local cable provider to subscribe."
W as in William, B as in Billy, and V as in Victor. WBV
Oh,
podcast on iTunes. You can follow us there. And Corey Rodrigues is approving of this podcast right now. So
Well, we'll see. I'll have to
Orlando
listen
Baxter
back to
is
it.
probably one of the funniest guys I've heard. Both of them. I pulled them both up on YouTube, man. Some funny shit. So I do have a WBV podcast game that we could get to. It's the 6 states that have not listened to the WBV podcast.
I did no research on
It's
this.
fucking bullshit that there's 6 states that have not listened to the WBV podcast.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's just not right.
We need to check those.
So I
we need to
think-
check the box on that so we're fully national.
Right.
I'm gonna guess. Well, I really.
Well, there's a game, and I've got sound effects and a lot of fun shit. Tony! And if you're still listening to us on 30 Jobs Later right now, another thing which would be good is go to iTunes and follow us. And you can Stitcher. There's TuneIn. There's a lot of different places to check us out. Or you can just go to Google.
Podbean.com.
Yeah, podbean.com is actually our host.
But we have been doing the entire time. Corey is taking a long piss.
Yeah.
And we are doing
I know what it's like. I have a tiny bladder.
We are doing a 1.5
Literally.
commercial.
I have the tiniest bladder on the planet. We're just doing a commercial, basically telling them. to
We've
listen
been doing
to
an
our show.
infomercial about our podcast on your podcast
All right, good.
since you
I
left.
apologize that I took a couple minutes. I had to go to the bathroom. Bad.
I know, right? See, so
I mean, it
I'm
was
not
just
the only one.
It was just peeing, but no, we've
I'm
been down
not
there for a
the
while.
only
but
one.
He did you go before the show?
I didn't go before.
No,
the show,
see, he drove all the way from
no. From far away.
Central Mass.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying humans have to piss when they have a couple brewskis. That's what we call them, brewskis, dudes. Brewskis. Dude.
Nice, brah.
So
Denny has a game.
we have a game.
All right, let's play it.
Here's the game. Let's find my music.
I'd help you, but my iPad, my
Well, you're not helping at all.
My iComputer. What the fuck? My laptop died.
I
I'm
can't
not helping.
Hold on. There it is. Boom. All right. So this is Yeah.
Good. That's what I
So
was
30
looking
Jobs Later can't hear this right now, but it's match game music, which basically is try to figure this out. So the WBV podcast
Okay.
has conquered the United
for.
States.
The Americas.
Okay.
The Americas.
Okay.
We have conquered the Americas. However, we have a problem.
And Russia. We're big in Russia, too.
We have a problem. The only problem is that there's 6 states, because of our platform that we use, Podbean, can tell us every state that's listened to the WBV podcast.
Okay.
And there's only 6 left that have not listened to the WBV podcast.
Okay.
And let me tell you right now what the 6 are. Actually, no, you have to figure it out.
Okay.
Because
And
that's
I
a
did
game.
not research this.
That's a game. He's pulling a phone on me, so I got scared. I was I was afraid that he was going to say you have to do something or smile, and I got confused. The 6 states that have not listened to the WBV podcast. Here we go.
Okay.
You have to figure it out. It's up to.
Are you giving clues here? Or are
Oh,
you just-
jeez. Do you think, Tron? This is how I work it. So,
Okay.
Corey and
I
Tron.
was trying to figure out how you do the most talking here.
Corey and Tron need to figure this out. Here we go. The state is world's largest hog monument, 26 feet long and 13 feet high. It's not Chapeka, Tony. What state is that? It's illegal to wear a fake mustache that causes laughter in church. These are all
I
facts I got
actually
online.
have heard that one before.
Wait. Are we talking about the same state right now?
Same state?
Oh,
You
these
guys
are
have to
all the
figure out
same
that. I'm not
state?
moving on to the next state until you
this
fuckers.
is- Oh, okay. And you said it's not yet Pecker?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? You were like, it's not yet Pecker. I was like,
Hold
what
on.
fucking state
It's-
is
I
that?
said
A hog
world's
monument.
largest hog monument. It's actual hog, like a pig.
Okay.
And I said it's
got
not
it,
your
I got
pecker.
it, I got it. I thought it was part of the thing. All right, I got it.
This state is the only state to have an alcoholic beverage in its official drink, the Cunha Ridge whiskey. Ooh, whiskey could give away.
Now,
When
now,
do
wait.
we-
We're
Oh,
talking about
really?
6.
Okay.
We're talking about 6. Ooh, Virginia.
These are interesting facts about a state that's not listened to the WBV podcast. There's
okay.
only 6.
So it's just random. Oh, there's only 6.
So these are facts I pulled up online. In this state, who all seen the leprechaun say yeah?
You just gave it away.
What do you mean? No, it hasn't. And
How many
hold
fucking
on.
clues do you have for the same state?
Hold on. I have a clue for each
Our
one.
research team is
Famous
fucking-
serial killer in this state, Daniel Lee Siebert. He has 13 victims.
Oh, you just gave it away.
I just gave no. Basically, it's
13 victims.
Is
so
this-
every state I'm gonna give
Oh,
you.
you gave all the
I have
clues
the
for
most.
all the
I have the
states.
most famous. No. I didn't.
That was one
Everything I
state?
said is one state. You
Oh
have
my
not.
God, you loser! How much time? How many fucking facts did you compile?
Shut up.
Wow.
Okay.
So you guys obviously can't figure it out. So that's okay.
No, I can because you gave it away with the leprechaun thing.
So what is it?
Alabama.
Alabama. You don't
What?
have your.
How do you
fucking
know? What are they?
Ding,
fucking-
ding, 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 ding.
What is Alabama? What do you mean? Are there leprechauns in Alabama?
Did you-
What does that mean?
He's got to see it.
There's no.
You haven't seen Leprechaun, Alabama?
No, fuck no. I haven't seen Leprechaun Alabama.
All right.
It's an instant classic. I wish I had my computer up. I'd get it for you. But Apple doesn't make a
All right,
battery.
here,
let's go.
look
What's
for
the
it.
next
Here,
one?
you look
Let's
for
go.
it.
No,
Look
no,
for
fuck
it.
that. Let's go to the
No,
next
look,
one.
no,
Come
you're
on.
going to like this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here we go. The next one is 6 states that have not listened to WBV podcast. This state is one of 4 that have outlawed billboards. Snakes are also outlawed. The only legal serpents are housed
I
in
don't
a
think
zoo.
I want to be listened to in these states.
Only legal
This same state declared itself neutral during the American Civil War. Wow, I didn't know that. That's fucked up.
You wrote it.
The state is where the Brady Bunch went on vacation.
The Brady Bunch went. Wait. Whoa, no. When the Brady Bunch went on vacation, they were like,
Famous serial killer, the Honolulu Strangler.
"Oh, Hawaii."
Boom.
Come on.
wanna
God
watch-
Responsible
damn.
for the death of 5 women in 1985, 1986. The killer has been caught.
Do you want to
Oh,
watch the?
yeah, baby.
There we go.
We can watch. Let's watch that shit after the fucking. We can't hear it anyways.
Turn your.
All right, so they're showing us right now. They're showing me.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
people in the Crichton area
In
of Mobile
Alabama.
say a leprechaun is taking up residence in their neighborhood. A leprechaun. NBC 15's Brian Johnson has more.
Brian Johnson.
Curiosity leads to large crowds in Mobile's Crichton community, many of you bringing binoculars, camcorders, even camera phones to take pictures.
To me, it look like a leprechaun to me. All I gotta do is look up in the tree. Who else seen the leprechaun say yeah?
That was my line.
Eyewitnesses
Well,
say
it's
the leprechaun only comes out at night. If you shine a light in its direction,
believe
it
the
suddenly
news
disappears.
covered this?
This amateur sketch resembles what many of you say
That
the
is a
leprechaun looks
leprechaun.
like.
That is a
Others
leprechaun.
find it hard to believe and have come up with their own theories and explanations for the image.
My theory is it's casting a shadow from the other limb.
Could be a crackhead that got hold to the
That's a good
wrong
one, yeah.
stuff. And it told him to get up in the tree
Alabama,
and
yeah.
play a leprechaun.
They saw a leprechaun in the tree, and the news went out there.
Yeah, still on there, guys.
The news went out there.
Don't be
Is that
afraid,
crazy?
man.
Hey,
This
I'm not
guy
against you.
helping to
Listen,
direct
you guys need to
traffic
Google
says
this.
he's
This shit is
prepared for
funny.
his encounter with
Alabama,
the
put in
leprechaun.
Alabama leprechaun.
You'll find.
The lady, my favorite. She
Who all
said-
see a
she
leprechaun
said,
in a
"It could
tree?"
be a crackhead.
Gotta hold us to the wrong stuff.
It could be a crackhead. Yeah,
All right,
that
so
shit is
far there's
funny.
2 states that have not listened to. I think I need more hashtags. Is what I think we need. I think we
Yeah.
need more fucking hashtags and shit. So
let's
Alabama, Hawaii. Here we go. Third one. Well, it's legal to shoot bears. Waking a sleeping bear for the purpose of taking a photograph is prohibited. Here we go. A person may only carry a concealed slingshot if that person has received the appropriate license.
I love how these are clues. Like
I'm fucking giving you clues. Owners of flamingos may not let their
Florida.
pets into the barber shops.
oh, we've been listening to him. We
Florida.
better have been listening to him.
Famous serial killer Robert Christian Hansen, a.k.a. Butcher Baker. 30 women known for hunting them down in the
Is
woods.
Florida not right?
Alaska.
Flamingos
Let's
in Alaska.
move on to the next one.
Flamingos in Alaska. Okay.
This state is the
Montana.
least visited state in America.
Montana.
That's amazing. Wow.
You all right? He can see the
Nope.
freaking sheet.
Nope.
No, I can't.
Nope. It's illegal to go dancing in the state with a hat on.
Oh.
It's even illegal to wear a hat at a party where other people are dancing.
Is
It's
that-
also
is
illegal
he
in the
saying-
state to take a nap with your shoes on.
When they say hat, do they mean a condom? Or are you just talking
Yeah.
headwear?
What are you talking?
No, I'm telling you fucking what I found online.
These are all true, though.
Yeah.
These facts.
These are shit. The state produces.
Idaho.
The state produces.
Wisconsin.
We're getting close. The state produces more honey than any other state. Famous serial killer is Eugene Butler, a.k.a.
North
Eccentric.
Dakota.
Number of victims 6.
North Dakota's right.
North
Winner,
Dakota.
winner, chicken
See,
dinner.
You
2
know.
more.
Wait a second. You know that they're real facts because if Denny wrote them,
It's fucking
you'd
real.
know.
It's a real deal.
You would know. There
Real
would be
deal, Denny Shapiro.
A lot of beheadings and feces.
Here we go. Number 5. If one is drunk in a mine, he or she could land in jail for up to a year.
West Virginia.
West Virginia. Yeah, you fucking
he said
dick.
mine.
Yeah, he said mine. That's what I was thinking too.
Nope.
All right, so then just Virginia.
Actually, here's
East-
a clue.
East
here's
Virginia.
A clue. Here's a clue that the Den Dog didn't write down. The Den Dog spent a summer in this state.
Oh, you know it better than me.
I forget. Where's Yellowstone?
Someone doesn't love me.
We're talking about other coal mines. So West Virginia, Pennsylvania. Then.
I was in
PA.
Yellowstone for a summer. Where's Yellowstone?
Oh, Yellowstone's in Yellowstone National. It's in National Park.
I thought that was in California.
It's in Yellowstone, America.
I'm an idiot. I thought I knew where it was.
Yellowstone
Using a firearm to fish is strictly forbidden.
What the fuck?
So you can't shoot fish.
Utah? Oh my god.
Getting there. You may not take a picture of a
Washington.
rabbit from January to April without an official permit.
Washington.
A picture. It's illegal to spit on the steps of a school.
Oregon.
Famous serial killer Polly Bartlett. She's a woman who poisoned 22 young men at her boarding house named the Bartlett Inn.
Oh,
Imagine
my
that.
goodness.
You're like, let's go to the Bartlett Inn. I just want to go fishing and gaming in Wyoming. And I'm
Is it
dead.
Wyoming?
Oh, Wyoming.
Oh,
Now
why
I'm
did I
dead. And the last state to not listen to the WBV podcast is a sister of another state that we talked about earlier that Tony had gotten. The state is the home of the world-famous mashed potato wrestling contest. It's illegal to fall asleep in a cheese factory.
Wisconsin.
Bob Barker was a famous native. Hunters cannot use spotlights except to hunt raccoons. If there's more than 5 Native Americans on your property, you may shoot them.
Idaho, Washington State.
Famous serial killer Joseph Michael Swango, doctor with 60 fatal poisonings.
Wow.
None of those were right. What I said? Idaho,
South
Washington
Dakota.
State.
Dakota.
Oh, South Dakota.
Who the fuck
Like, who
lives
goes
in these
north? Who does a thing of facts with North and South Dakota on it? Fuck that.
They just haven't listened.
Rigged.
How do we?
They're not listening to the fucking WBV podcast. Although now, I think we might have poisoned your listeners because we did a lot of promoting while you were in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
We did.
iTunes, Stitcher.
So
you
we
can
need
check
to
us out
grow
everywhere.
our market in those areas. What's the one you can't put a billboard up in? We won't put a billboard up in that
You're
state
right.
then.
It only makes sense to not. Put
You know
a
how we're
billboard.
budgeted to put a billboard in every state? We just skip that one.
Did you
Take
guys,
a note?
Did you guys hear Ben Affleck? So we're all Boston people here. Have you guys seen the fact that Ben Affleck went bananas? Did you?
Well,
see
he didn't
this?
really go bananas, but he was
He's-
slurring a little.
He was out of his fucking no.
You think he went bananas?
First off, he's on a was it a
No,
not a podcast,
it was
it was a show.
HBO show, brand new HBO show. I forget the sports guy that show it is.
Here it is. Here, check this out, Corey.
All right.
Ben Affleck.
After this,
Which leads me
loud
to
and annoying
Deflategate.
commercial.
Deflategate.
Is this the
here
ultimate
we go. I'm gonna
Boston
set you guys up
sports
with
story that ever could have happened? Us against them.
Deflategate is the ultimate bullshit fucking outrage of sports ever. It's so
didn't know he
fucking
used that kind of
stupid
language.
that I can't believe. You realize they gave him a suspension
cocked.
for a
He's got a
quarter of the
buzz.
regular
Oh, yeah.
season, which would be equivalent of suspending a baseball player for 40 fucking days, 40
Yeah.
and a quarter days
Yeah.
to be exact, which is what they do for when you.
Question is he fucked up?
Yeah.
First off,
Yeah.
is this in the morning or is this at night? I guess the question is when is he?
What's the difference?
No,
it's
no, no.
probably at night. No,
But he's got. Am I right or am I wrong? I mean, he's got something going here.
oh yeah.
Get busted taking steroids.
Right.
Which, and by the way, if the NFL had a real testing, if it really knew how to test for steroids and HGH in the
They'd be in
NFL,
trouble.
there'd be no fucking NFL.
Right.
So instead, what they did was suspend Tom Brady for 4 days for not giving them his fucking cell phone. And for having a friend who called himself the deflator.
He's still really
If I
mad
got
about
in
this.
trouble
Happened a
for all
long
the
time
things that
ago.
my friends called themselves,
No, it's still
I would
recent.
be finished. Okay.
No,
you
I
want
know,
to
but,
give a
like,
guy because he doesn't
most
give you his
people are
cell
like,
phone
oh, fuck,
a punishment.
So anyway, that's it. I mean, you know,
All
he's
right, so we're
he's.
listening to Ben Affleck be upset.
Yeah,
just
I mean,
started music.
I keep forgetting. I'm sorry that you got your
No, they
30
can
jobs
hear,
later.
They can hear.
But still, it's funny how like think about your fame, right? So Corey's got fame. Corey's fucking, you know, you're doing your thing. You're moving up in life. That's so fucking cool. How you're making a living off of doing what you want to do, your love, and I actually never got the chance to do that. I mean, I did 9 years of radio, but I never lived off of being the midday guy or something like that. And this is what I'm doing now. But that's so awesome. But imagine getting to the level where Ben Affleck is, where you literally can't walk down the street. You fucking can't walk down the street. Right. And life is in a like everybody's looking at what you do and what you say.
Well, but in this case, he's on a TV show. And he's fucked up. Like, he's definitely slurring.
But
his
it's
words
normal.
there.
There's a lot of TV shows where they're giving drinks before you go on and shit.
Right?
Whether it's early or late night, they're serving you some drinks in the green room. And so, they want good TV, and he can be loose with his lips here, so he doesn't have to worry about what he's saying.
Right.
So, do I think that's crazy that he's saying that? No. How many of us have sat around and had that
We're
same
doing it
fucking
right now.
conversation?
We have a couple beers,
No.
we're
We've had that
laughing.
same convo.
I think,
Totally.
I think, though, you're going to see that he's going to, in the next few days, he's going to make a statement that he's going into rehab or something. It's always what happens with this stuff.
Right.
Because
that's what I'm saying. It's that level of
the
fucking
reason,
fame where it's astronomical. You're beyond a point where...
The reason you know is because you weren't watching that show. You heard it on another show.
Right.
You heard it on the news. People were talking about it.
Yep.
And now, because he's so famous, like you said, he's going to have to come out and say, I'm going to rehab. You know what I mean? So it's whether it's really something he has to do or not, who cares? It's just what you got to do to keep your fame,
Your
or
shit going.
Well, to keep make people think that you're hireable too for his next movie. So
Yeah. Yep.
Wait, is he Batman? What's his latest shit?
yeah, he was Batman in Batman vs Superman, right?
What's he lately though? Isn't he? Oh yeah, he was. I'm running into that.
Yeah,
all that shit.
I didn't go see them.
I do want to see Batman vs Superman. I haven't watched that yet, and I don't know why. I don't want to go see it. I mean, I want to watch it at home. I don't know why I haven't watched it. There's many areas where I can watch that at already. There's a few movies.
I find that, like, I wish I didn't hear about it. I wish I could just watch it and not hear, like, 18 different people give their, like, assessment of it, where it's like, the first half was good and then it sucked.
Yeah,
Corey, what are your thoughts on
hear it.
horror movies?
I really like horror movies that aren't cheesy.
So
really like horror movies that aren't.
This
Like Blood
podcast,
Lake. He
this
would love
podcast,
Blood Lake.
This podcast is called WBV. So it's Welcome Back Voorhees.
Mm-hmm.
So Jason Voorhees was the killer in Friday the 13th.
Why
And Welcome Back Cotter.
Why are you breaking it down to me like that?
Oh, so he knows. I'm just making sure. I'm breaking
Welcome
it down
Back
for
Cotter was
What
a
is it?
TV show.
Oh, there was that TV. Oh, welcome
Back.
I
Are
sung
you
that
familiar
all
with-
night last night.
So Welcome Back Voorhees. That's the name of the podcast. So it's comedy versus
Do you
horror,
know John?
which I love.
Have
That's
you
the name
heard
of
of John
this.
Travolta?
Huh?
John Travolta,
Who's
the actor.
that?
He was on the well. He was on Welcome
Oh,
Back.
he was. Oh, wow.
Hey, don't mess with my hair. My hair.
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
Saturday Night Live. Man.
Saturday Night Fever too.
Fucking lives are
come on.
different.
I work
hair.
hard on my hair, and he hits it.
It's fucking beautiful.
Hey, no. I mean, I love horror movies. I love good horror movies. Like, there was a wave where there was like these really cheesy ones where like I like horror movies though where I started to get to the point where some of them they were a little cheesy. So what started to be good was more
Wes Craven's Scream.
thrillers.
Like when you
It became more thrilling than horror. Like because just like there's a monster outside is not as scary anymore once you become an adult. But the
I
idea
see
of
dead
like
people. That freaked me
That's
the
great.
fuck
Speaking
out.
of him,
Yeah.
what I watched like a week ago, Signs.
Oh yeah. Same idea.
A lot of people really shit on that movie. The M. Night Shyamalan, Mel Gibson's in it.
I don't remember. Is that the one where the aliens are coming leaving shit on like
Yes,
the field and shit?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw that.
I see what you're saying, like it being a thriller. So it was more of like a movie instead of like some dude going around killing everybody.
people.
Like that's
Yeah.
in
Like
the
the movie
80s and the
Hatchet.
70s. Like that's what it was about. Like, oh no, there's a guy killing people, and then some people go in the worst possible hiding place, and some don't.
Yeah.
And then they get away and they figure out the rest of the movie. But this was like this was story, characters, and that's what I can watch that. I'm not a fucking Friday the 13th guy.
I really enjoy thrillers. Like I am a Friday the 13th guy because I was that guy back then. I really enjoyed that. But now it's obviously different, but the new genre of movies started making fun of a lot of that. They're like, "Oh,
Scream.
I'm
Yeah.
black, I'm going to
Scream.
die." But
Yeah.
Scream was great in the sense where I really like Scream because Scream was so fucking tricky.
Yeah.
So like Scream the whole time, you're like, oh shit. But see, Scream to me is like The Matrix in the sense where the first one was wonderful. But the second one, you know that like, oh, it's not going to be that guy. They're going to trick you. It's not that guy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So the Matrix is the same thing.
It's a genre. It keeps
not,
doing.
It's not as. It's like it's difficult to one up what you just showed us. In the Matrix, when you see a dude dodging bullets, you're like, this shit is amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Now you know the next one, the fucking dude has to
dodge
dodge bullets and shit.
more bullets.
More bullets. It's going to slow down, and you're like, all right, here we go.
He's dodging a chainsaw.
Right? Like I hate how they do that to movies. Like I find that a lot of times the first one is a lot of times the best one, in my opinion. Right? So even you take a movie like The Hangover. The Hangover was fucking the shit. We've never seen anything like that. Yeah. We've never seen anything like where you got to sit in the movie theater longer and be like, God damn, this is still funny.
It was
shit's coming out.
It was a mystery. That's the funny thing about it.
Unbelievable.
It was like here's a comedy, but it's a fucking mystery. When's there been a comedy mystery?
It's a comedy mystery, but then you sit in the
He's
theater
still on
after.
the roof.
Yeah.
Oh, he's on the roof the whole time. Sorry, spoiler alert.
No. So you sit in the theater after, and you're still watching these funny pictures come out. You're like, this is
that was
fucking
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
We've never seen anything like that. Yeah. Now, when the second one comes, we know it's going to be like that. But here's where
how do they black out?
Here's where they fucked up. In I feel like in the Hangovers, I watched 1, 2. I watched all of them, but they fucked up because Hollywood does this often. They take something that's really good and then they try to milk. They try to squeeze the fuck out of it, right?
Yeah.
So Zach Galifianakis
House Party 2.
Zach Galifianakis was hilarious, right? Zach is hilarious in 1. So they're like, oh, people seem to like Zach. So we're gonna make Zach
down your
carry
fucking
2.
throat.
Yeah.
But you don't need Zach to carry 2.
Yep.
You need Zach to just do what Zach does.
Do what he does,
Don't make him overdo it, because then it becomes the Zach show and it's not as funny when he's not playing off of that. It's so annoying, man.
That's where a lot of filmmakers complain because they write it and then they take it to the studio and they're like, we need more of that guy. And they fucking ruin the movie.
Well, that's what sequels are. You know,
sequels are set up to fail. I mean, you really got to fucking...
But I like
Police
Superman.
Academy 3 was probably one of the better sequels I'd seen.
But you guys are like being silly, but
no,
but I did like the Police Academies. I did like the Rockies. I'm probably the only dude on Earth.
I like sequels.
I'm the only dude on Earth who likes Rocky 5. Nobody else likes Rocky 5 with Tommy Morrison. But I was a big boxing fan.
That one bummed me out.
Everybody says that, but I was I'm heavy into boxing.
Yeah.
So knowing that Tommy Morrison, at the time, I was like, yo, this dude is going to be, Tommy Morrison is going to be bigger than what he was. He didn't end up being big because he ended up having AIDS and things changed,
he
right?
died too recently, like within a year ago.
Yeah, HIV and shit. So things changed. But at the time, I was like, man, I really was into
that guy was
fucking
a
Rocky
beast.
5. A lot of people were like, oh, it's stupid, whatever. But I'm like, yo, that's fucking Tommy Morrison. So it was a big deal. Anyways, so I looked at that. I love the Supermans. Supermans were the shit to me. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't have one that I'm like, I didn't like that one. I liked them all the way up. I enjoyed watching them. I was all into Superman. I was,
you got to be in. That's it. You just got to be into it. Like, if you're not into it, then why the fuck would you watch it? You know?
Caddyshack 2.
But
I didn't watch
some,
Caddyshack 1.
You
so.
did?
Really? There are some that just get. There are some sequels and things like that I just feel like they don't do better than the other one. And it's like, if you're gonna still stay on the same one-trick pony that you had from the first one, then you're not that special. Now, I did like the Matrixes because I was all into the Matrix, but I just wasn't as moved by it. I was moved by the first Matrix. I was like, this shit's crazy. I was leaving the theater. I was like, yo, there is no spoon. Because you know how this dude is like, when Neo was like, he's like, it's all in your brain. It's an illusion. There is no
That's
spoon.
like Friday the 13th Part 5 when fucking Jason wasn't alive. He was actually dead. It was the guy whose son was killed.
Yeah,
you're just spoiling everything.
but even Jason,
but you were into it. Like that's what I'm fucking into it. I liked it. So I watched every movie. Each one was its own fucking movie. They had literally 13 of them. Jason versus Freddy. Fucking loved it. That's your shit. That's what you like.
I liked it.
That's why I have masks around my room. I mean, literally, I've fucking Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees. You know, all the boys around the room. But I mean, that's the whole thing about Hollywood. It's like, make money as much as you can. Who gives a fuck how funny or weird or you did the same thing as the previous movie? That's how they make money.
Well, the
Hangovers
Hangovers were just like that was way over the top. Like, don't expect me 2 more times to not. They're gonna tell me that everyone blacked out again and then again.
Yeah,
there was 3.
But that's how you make movies.
The Hangover, the Bridesmaids.
I love Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids was way funnier to me.
That was good,
than Hangover 2 and 3.
Oh,
Hangover
absolutely.
1 tops the shit out of that.
Yeah.
But then Bridesmaids
See, I don't
comes
know.
in
I'm
second.
a big Bridesmaids. I honestly, that's one of my my favorite comedies.
I'm saying Hangover 1 kills it. Bridesmaids comes under it, and then Hangover 2 and Hangover 3 and all that shit. You know what I mean?
Fletch
Oh,
for me.
Fletch Lives was a good sequel if you want to talk sequels.
I don't know Fletch.
You don't know Fletch?
No. Ted didn't do it for me. Ted was okay.
I'm all set with Ted.
it was all right.
Ted's okay. I didn't see the second one. I'm talking about the first one. It was okay.
One of the funniest.
Raunchy little bear, man. It was
Chevy
So-
Chase.
so here-
Chevy Chase. Any of his comedies?
I like Chevy
Hold
Chase.
on, let me
What,
get back-
National
well,
Lampoon
Fletch,
shit?
that was his.
Let me get back to
Yeah.
Ted. One of the best trailers I've ever seen. Everyone was like, "Holy shit, this is fucking hilarious!" The
It's
bear.
a teddy bear. You know.
No. Now you're saying that because you've had 5 years of watching Ted movies on and commercials, but the fucking trailer was like awesome. But at the time, you didn't know that that's really all you needed, not an hour and a half of Ted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or
It
what's
just-
his face?
It's
That
over
was
the top.
who's
Wahlberg.
the? No, I know that. But
Oh,
I know.
Seth-
Who was the bear? Seth Rogen?
MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane. Seth something. Yeah, it was one of the Seths.
Seth.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fletch though, fucking classic. And Fletch,
Chevy Chase. Right?
What about Fletch
in the
Lives,
80s?
where he goes down to Louisiana?
See, that's where
he
it
inherits.
goes downhill a little bit. Yeah.
It does, but there's some funny parts.
Yeah, it is.
There are some good sequels, like we're saying. There's some good sequels, but then there's a lot of, some of these are they just don't meet it. Like I said, if you're using the same shit, like I like the Supermans, man, because, I grew up liking Superman, and I end up liking it because it's not exactly the same. Yeah, he's fighting fucking people.
Yeah,
but he's fighting different
But
people.
that's comic books.
It can like change. Like the X-Men, I loved all the X-Men. I know
Yeah,
there's
I
people
didn't-
like I didn't
get
like
into those.
4, I didn't like 3, I didn't like, but I liked all of those. But even Jason, even Voorhees, he got stupid to me on like
When he went to Manhattan.
no. That one was okay.
Hey, I mean, what hotel did he stay in
No.
when he was killing people?
I didn't
I want to know.
Jason
Is it
got
the Ritz Carlton.
Jason got stupid when he went to fucking space. It was like Jason and
Oh
Outer
my
Space.
god!
It was a good murders though. It's all about the
So
murders.
fucking stupid. But see, that's when people
Jason
start,
X is what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's when
my
people-
listeners.
That's when people start getting into that though. That's when they start getting into like, did you see the way he killed him though? And it's like,
That's
yeah, but
it.
what about the
You're
movies?
talking
All the
about-
rest of the
That's
movies
art.
were good.
That's the art.
That's not an art.
no.
Yes, it is.
The movies
But
were
to
good.
me,
That's
but
stoner.
that's the weird.
That's
part.
stoner stuff.
I used
is
to be
what-
a stoner.
I know.
If I was stoned right now, I'd be like, I'm sorry. Were you guys talking about 30 podcasts
He'd be
later?
staring. He'd be staring at this.
I'd literally be drooling and be like,
Yo, so let me just say this because we're gonna keep rolling. Yo, my 30 Jobs Later people, this weekend I'm gonna be at Roadhouse Live in Rhode Island out at Twin River Casino. Make sure you guys come out Saturday night. I'll be doing one show. Make sure you guys come out to my WBV, new listeners, WVB. Jason, no.
BV, you got it.
WBV, yeah. To my WBV listeners, I will be at Roadhouse Live. Make sure you guys look me up on Instagram at Corey Rods, CoreyRods, Corey with an E, Rodrigues, Rods with an S there. I usually spell my whole name out, but I don't need to there. Twitter at Corey Rodrigues, Corey with an E, Rodrigues with an S. Peace out. 30 Jobs Later. We're gonna keep going with the WBV podcast.
Not really. we're gonna stop.
Cool. No, I'm good.
no, that was solid, man.
No, we can keep. Let's keep going.
Do you want to keep going?
Yeah, we usually do about 4 hours. Are you good with
Okay.
that? No. What are we up
We
to?
only got
No,
another
we're
2.
an hour and a half.
Oh, we're
well beyond.
We're good.
what we
We'll
normally
wrap
do.
it up. We'll wrap it
All
up.
right, so let's wrap it up. So with our audience, so he already said what he's going to be at. So
Yeah, he was on
honestly,
mic.
Corey, I mean, this is fucking awesome. Thank you so much for joining our podcast, WBV 50. What the fuck are we at?
Three.
Jesus Christ, man. Well, here's the thing. So we recorded 2 last week. So we're gonna actually release the 152. So
I love that when they're hearing this,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You're right.
It doesn't matter.
For some reason, I'm like, did we do Facebook Live? It doesn't matter.
No.
But anyway, all right. Thank you for listening to WBV 53.
Shit is
53.
tight.
Shit
I
is
like it.
tight. This guy's
WBV.
fucking amazingly
WBV.
funny.
he is. He's awesome.
We'll be back. I want to come do this shit again.
Yeah, let's do it
Anytime.
again for sure. For sure.
AAF.
Rock and roll, baby.
God bless.